Did you know that you could single-handedly help this channel grow by clicking the like button down here on the left? And if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe here on the right. Share the video with friends and family, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we do new videos or live streams. Thanks!
It's time to veg out with JJ. Let's get this party started. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about today is the health benefits of mushrooms. I'm going to go over the health benefits of mushrooms and then a recipe this week with mushrooms in them. Did you know mushrooms can prevent and treat many diseases and boost overall health, as well as help heal the planet? Now, if you're looking for an all-natural multivitamin, skip the supplement aisle and pick up some mushrooms. Among their many nutrients, they have B vitamins, including B5, B3, and B2, plus copper and selenium. Mushrooms also have protein, fiber, potassium, vitamin D, calcium, and more. Not bad for a food that's more than 90% water. Speaking of vitamin D, here's something really interesting. Mushrooms are one of the only non-animal sources of vitamin D. When mushrooms receive adequate sunlight, they can make vitamins D2 and D4, while shiitake mushrooms can make D2, D3, and D4. Mushrooms can boost the immune system. They're high in protein, high in fiber. They contain vitamin B. They're low in calories. They're great for the heart. They're high in antioxidants. They help lower blood pressure. They're an excellent source of selenium. They help lower our cholesterol. I just can't say enough about mushrooms. I'm going to buy so many of these, there's not going to be mushroom for anything else in my fridge. Mushrooms can lower bad cholesterol levels. They can help prevent osteoporosis and arthritis. They help prevent anemia. They protect hair, nails, and teeth. Boost bone mineral density. They protect against cancer. They regulate insulin levels in the body, which can help if you're suffering from any form of diabetes. They help lower your blood pressure. The mushrooms are just so good for you. I hope you'll get some. It's time for this week's recipe. Let's do my mushroom seafood salad. So the cool thing about mushrooms is you can use them as a meat substitute. Now here's everything written out in case you want to take a screenshot or save this. Let's get started by chopping up your celery. I love adding celery to every meal I can. I eat it just about every day. It's really high in vitamin A, which is great for your skin and your hair, and it also improves circulation, believe it or not. So chop up some celery, and then the next thing, of course, we're going to need to add is our mushrooms. For this one, I use the sliced white mushrooms just because I heard that they are best to season however you want them. However, I've just recently heard that shiitake mushrooms actually have an even meatier texture to them once you cook them up a little bit. And there's another one called chanterelle mushrooms. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. They actually can have a really good seafood texture for your recipes that you want to make without meat. So next you can saute up your mushrooms. You can use some of the Earth Balance vegan butter and some Old Bay seasoning, which is going to give it that seafood taste. You can use your favorite seafood seasoning. I like to cook them up for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes so they don't get too soft. Next, we need our Hellmann's Vegan Mayo, which is no cholesterol. It tastes just like regular mayo, really good for us. And then we're going to need our Old Bay seasoning. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix everything up. You're going to put your slices or chopped up celery. You're going to put your mushrooms in there that have been sauteed, vegan Hellmann's Mayo, and Old Bay seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper. And what that's going to taste like is so good. I like to put it in the fridge and chill it for a while so that it gets that seafood salad taste. You can put it on top of a salad, or you can put it right into a sandwich with some lettuce and tomato on it. It's delicious. It will remind you of seafood. Just so much healthier. Thank you for your support. Oh, here I am.
Yeah, you're there.
This thing was going crazy on me. I was like, it still kept
Hello?
saying it was backstage. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
cool. One. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
We can hear. This is perfect.
We did so good for like 3 weeks with no issue, and then I had my computer was just being really weird. How's everyone? Thank you
Hey,
for coming.
Ro.
See all our awesome family here in the chat. We've got Anita, and we've got, let's see,
What's
I
going
saw
on, Anita?
Roro, and I know there's more here because I see more, and I forget who else I saw in here. Maybe they didn't chat yet.
Don't forget to smash the
But I
like
just
button,
want to,
guys.
yes, thank you. Share, like. Thanks for watching the video. I put that out earlier this week, and for those of you that work with me, I'll put it in the newsletter. Hey Dee, what's up? Deanna had texted me a pic, or not a picture, I don't think, but she said that she had the General's, what was it? No, orange chicken, I think, from Panda, the Beyond Orange Chicken, and it literally put us in a zone where we had to get Chinese food that night. It was subconscious, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. All of a sudden, after I said it, like 3 hours later, Dawn's like, "You feel like Chinese tonight?" I'm like, "I know what did that."
Hey,
And then
Deanna, how you doing,
Ro,
baby?
orange chicken, that's what it was. Ro got a has got a great recipe that she's gonna share with us too. I forget if we did this last week. I know you got some new creations you're gonna tell us about. So how? Hey Jen, what's going on?
Hey, John.
I just wanted to do this one because I know that everybody like now has probably tried some plant-based things, or some of everyone's doing meatless Monday maybe, or maybe it's just me being naive thinking everyone's doing it. And I was like, I think it would be fun just to say some of the things that we make, because I think that's one of the reasons that people don't like, and that's me. It just seemed all so out there. Like, I mean, I thought about it a few times, but I'm like, I don't know what to eat. I don't know if I'd be able to sustain myself without meat, you know what I mean? And it like it just gets to a point that you just don't know how to do it. So I feel like the more recipes that we share, and the more, you know, ways that we can show everyone how to actually eat with a plant-based diet, and that you don't have to just eat a big pile of lettuce, which a lot of people think. I said something to somebody and they were like, I don't think so. My husband would never go for that. I think it was Ashley I was talking to. She was like, "My husband won't go for that because he he says he's not going to eat like a rabbit." But technically, you don't really have to eat like a rabbit. Like you can, there are so many variations of veggies and things that you can make, kind of, if you are, wanting that meat texture. Like you can use mushrooms, or when you're in a zone for some processed food, you can go for the, like tonight I was going to do mushrooms and make like kind of a Chinese food type mixture, but what I did was I got I had this last night too. You can tell I get stuck on like recipes. I had the plant-based Gardein Ultimate plant-based nuggets. Like 2 nights ago we had the chicken patties, but tonight we or last night I had the nuggets, and I put them just in some brown rice um with some barbecue sauce on it, and then I did like a side thing of like veggies like cabbage and celery and basically mushrooms, just like kind of my version of Chinese food. But that those chicken tenders, when you put them like the sweet and spicy Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, it actually tastes just like General Tso's chicken to me. Maybe it's just me. And Rose said, I like my big pile of lettuce. You've got some good news because you've been saying like that you can eat different things, right? Now that you were suffering with IBS and you couldn't eat this, and this. This week, I know you told me you could eat broccoli now, right?
Yes, ma'am. And it's not, I mean, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease and
Oh, okay.
diverticulitis.
Got it. I got my
Um,
I got it all mixed up, didn't I? But I knew something was good that happened.
well, I wasn't even supposed to eat the big pile of lettuce, but as you guys have said, you know, give your body a chance to heal and add things in.
And I started with the big pile of lettuce, and that wasn't bothering me. I did that for like a week. And then last week I ordered from the Chinese restaurant just Chinese mixed vegetables, and forgetting that there's broccoli in it, and ate the broccoli and had no problems.
Nice.
Because
See,
normally if I eat broccoli, I'm in the fetal position, like having labor pains. It's horrible. Uh, so that was the big exciting news this week. And
you,
so I'm gonna do a devil's advocate hard take. We tried the Gardein Ultimate Chicken Nuggets, and we tried the Impossible Animal Nuggets, and
mhm.
the Gardein ones tasted like just bad tater tot sauce. um,
Okay, so you
You,
like?
you didn't
Did you like
you
the
didn't get the
impossible?
chicken. You didn't get the chicken fillets.
no, because we don't really do the chicken sandwiches. Caitlin's a huge chicken nugget person, so
Okay.
we did the chicken nuggets, and then another YouTuber that I watch is vegetarian, and she bought the Impossible Nuggets for her toddler, and she said they taste just like the Costco Dino Nuggets that she grew up on.
Oh
So
yeah,
we did like a taste test thing, and the Impossible Animal Nuggets are amazing.
really? I'm gonna have to try. They're like
Really?
shapes of little animals, right? They're like
Yeah,
kids,
and
right?
it's not just dinosaurs. They have like all different
I
animals.
like
It's really cute.
dinosaurs. I'll take
Well, they
whatever
have
ones they
Nice.
have. I
dinosaurs,
don't
but
care what they're shaped like at this age.
they have like
If they're
hippos
good, I'll
and
eat them. That's
um
pretty cool. Now I'm
but the
kind of
thing
excited
is,
to see the little animals.
like, I know, this is about, recipes on, meat alternatives, but I'm not missing the meat. That's my biggest thing is like, we went to Olive Garden the other day, and like my favorite thing I used to, go back and forth was either the chicken parm or the chicken marsala. And
My two favorites. I
I,
loved I loved chicken parm.
Speaking of chicken parm, we've been talking about it. We haven't done it yet. You know, the ultimate Gardein chicken fillets, putting
yeah.
some plant-based cheese on top of them, and then the tomato sauce. I bet that we still haven't done that. It was like 6 months ago. I think we said we were going to do that. So tell us the Olive Garden.
But I wasn't even tempted. I had my salad.
Isn't that
Right.
amazing how that
It's
happens?
because
You don't crave it anymore.
I was saying that like your body craves what like I don't know how to
Was
describe it. Once your body starts
naturally
getting motivated,
intended for you to eat.
gets all
That's
that
what it
other
craves.
stuff
And
out.
once you start putting that stuff in there, your body continues to crave that because that's what it really truly wants.
And then when I have the family doing, like, you crave that, salty, crunchy thing. We used to go for potato chips, which, are vegan, but the family is now breaking
I'm eating them right now.
we're making salads as like a nighttime snack, just the crunch of the lettuce and the salt in the dressing, and it's perfect.
I'm gonna read some of these
Cucumber.
comments real
Cucumber
Oh
works
yeah,
quick.
as well.
Anita has a really good comment, Jen.
I saw that Jen said it first. That sounds horrible, but so happy for you. I guess when you were talking about what condition you were with,
Yes, thank you, Jen. It was horrible. And I'm happy
and she
to
said she could eat their
not be feeling
oh
those horrible
chicken
feelings
nugget.
anymore.
Yes. Anita said same. My chicken says 22-year-old didn't notice the difference in the Impossible Nuggets. I gotta try these. You guys got me curious. I've been a Beyond and a Gardein girl, but I might have to try these Impossible Nuggets. I'm ready to go get them right now. See y'all.
We
Target.
got some Gardein tonight.
If you have a super Target, that's who
Nuggets.
has them by us.
Okay. I don't think we have a Target about a half hour away, but I'll find those things. I know some places got them. One of the three like stores that carry the plant-based stuff has to have it around here. If not, I know the one in Delaware will have it. Oh, Dee said she'll try those for the girls. Yes, that's a good idea. I'm gonna have to. I think I might have told Tara about the Gardein, but I don't know if I told my cousin yet about those because her little boy is toying with it. She's trying to get him there, but I mean, kids at that age, they're already like, the stream we had when we had Meryl on here. It's like kids are already a little bit picky about what they eat more than us, even. So it's very difficult if you don't like start them early. I think to get them to try those alternatives. But I think if they're shaped like animals, that was a great idea. Whoever did that, make it fun. I
Animal cookies.
Bro, you said something to me that I wanted, and Anita said Costco too. Right. That Costco seems to have a lot of good stuff. We don't have one here, at least near us, but every time I'm talking to someone about plant-based stuff. But Ro, what did you say the other day on the Facebook Messenger? You were telling me that someone said that you just seem to have like this more like, I don't know, did you say like kind of just like a glow or like a happiness or something like that?
They said I had a brightness to me, like my skin was brighter, I looked brighter. Um, I don't know if it goes with the more, and Joe seems to think I look tanner than I used to, and I'm not out tanning. Um, but yeah, the attorney that I haven't seen in a while, he's like, "There's something different about you," and he's like, "Did you change your hair?" I'm like, "No, no," and he's
Yeah, it's
like,
wild,
"Your
right?
face looks different," and I'm like, "Well, I've lost some weight." He's like, "Yeah, your face looks thinner, and your skin looks brighter."
It's so wild because like every single like thing that we eat obviously is good for the skin. So when you put more vegetables in, you're getting more vitamin A and stuff, especially if you've added more like veggies, but just eliminating the meat. I mean, we talked about this the other time. It's like people don't realize though, like it's a running joke that like not only does your skin get like smoother, softer, you don't have to use as much lotion, you have like a glow, kind of like your skin just gets clearer without the meat and the dairy, because so many of our skin conditions are caused by eating dairy products, usually because it's like, especially, and the meat, but the dairy because it's not meant really to go in our body, so our body reacts to it, not just the stomach issues, but it ends up manifesting in other ways, like you might have, skin eczema and things that, you didn't even realize were related to dairy. And just like your energy level and you have like even can handle more like anxiety, stressful things that happen in life easier, it seems like to me,
Yes,
since I stopped eating meat.
I'm experiencing that too. I'm just like much calmer.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
happy. I'm
right.
I said to Joe the other day, I said, I feel like I felt before, my mom got sick and COVID and all of that. Like I feel like myself again.
That is awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. You have no idea if that can have anything to do at all with, any advice or any motivation that's come from this stream or from us. That is just it just makes me really happy. I'm happy
Well,
for the week.
it was you guys because I've been battling, well, as you say, everyone's lactose intolerant, but I had a diagnosis at a week old and my sulfur allergy, so I couldn't eat egg yolks. So it just, it took the motivation and I want to say the little bit of a push from you guys to try it and finally dive in. And if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know if I would have, because it was your first video where you showed me the dairy alternatives
Mhm.
that was like, okay, I can do this, because now I know, what to get. That has pushed me to this. And like I said, it's like religion and politics. I will tell you how it has changed me, but I'm not going to push it on you. Except
Right.
I'm noticing my family, my husband and my sister, like I said, they're going for that bag of salad, in the fridge and trying the, Gardein versus Impossible chicken nuggets that aren't really chicken. Um, adding the Beyond Meat to my bolognese sauce. we're trying different dishes that are but like I said, I'm not even like I make those for them. I'm not even looking for the meat alternatives. I'm happy with my mushrooms and my China,
Mhm.
although I've gotten in this bad habit, which I can't say it's a bad habit, but I'm obsessed with the sweet potatoes from Boston Market lately.
Mm, that
That
sounds
is
good.
like my
I
go-to
love sweet
dessert.
potatoes. I've been on a sweet potato thing lately too. And the other day I ordered like the big sweet potatoes, like whole sweet potatoes, and they must have been out of them at Walmart, so they just substituted with Best Match, I guess, when you put that on there. Like
Yeah.
they can't mess up sweet potatoes. And I got these sweet potato cubes that they sent like in a bag. And
I
I'm
saw
like,
those.
okay, these are interesting. Like, what
Are
are
those
these?
are they in the steam bag where you can steam them in the microwave?
I could
No,
have.
it's
I
just a
didn't even.
regular. It looks like just a
Oh
regular
yeah, it was.
plastic bag.
That's what it just looked like. You can use it, and I just have been putting them in with all the veggies. Like sometimes I'll cook them separately, and then the other night I just put them in with like mushrooms, broccoli, cabbage, celery, like spinach. I just put like a big mix the other night. Corn. I just took every vegetable I could find in the whole house, carrots, and just put it in a big mix, and it was actually really good over rice. It's like you'll find like little creations that you'll just like really like. Like believe it or not, there's a lot of vegetables. You have like so many more choices. If we
Yeah.
think about it, the meat was limited what we could eat, but I mean, still I have because like I like to put it. Usually I'll have like rice, like whatever it is over rice, or you can put it over pasta, or if you're. It's just so many different ways that you'll get used to eating that
Well,
you don't
it's
realize it's limit. It's not really limiting. You're just finding different new things to try. Anita said she
being
made red beans and rice. Oh, I love beans.
well, being in the holiday season, going from Thanksgiving to Christmas, um, I've been on a, sweet potato kick and a mashed potato kick.
Don't
Right.
do it
I
to
And
me,
I had
Ro.
to I
Don't
had to
do it to me.
pull
I'll
my
get hooked
I
on the
had to
mashed
pull myself
potatoes.
off the potatoes because I'm like, any weight that I did lose eating vegetables, I put right back on with the potatoes.
but
What
if the potatoes are the only carb on the plate, it's not that bad. Like I'm making
The way
carrots and
I eat
green
them is
beans.
bad. The way I eat them is bad. I'll sit
Imagine,
there and I'll make like a whole freaking bowl of potato salad or something like that. I know you don't eat potato salad, but I will make or fries or potato chips. I'm like I overdo potatoes, so it's like I just finished eating a bag of chips. I
Yeah,
cannot
but
mess with them.
I'm Irish and East and Ukrainian, so potatoes are kind of boilerplate in our diet.
Yep,
Like
it's
we
like a
get it,
staple. Yeah, I know.
from both sides. So like the other night I made mashed potatoes and Caitlin ate the mashed potatoes. And I made green beans and carrots. So I had like, it looked like a plate of Thanksgiving dinner without the turkey. And I made my mushroom gravy that's vegan. That it's almost like bouillon. I found it at Whole Foods. Believe it or not, they're like little bouillon cubes. But
hmm,
you to like make like quick mushroom gravy, because if you look at the stuff that's canned, Campbell's is vegan, Heinz is not. If you look at the cans and the jars in the grocery store, but this is like a little bouillon cube, and it's made with cornstarch, so it's vegan. And you just add water like you're making like broth, but it comes out, it thickens like gravy, so it makes gravy if you're
we got the
cheating, because
veggie
I wasn't
broth.
making mushrooms from scratch. So
Jen, you hear this girl? She has become an
Yeah,
expert. Like
I
looking at the
told you
backs of
what I
cans.
told you that
It
after we
appeals
talked
to your
here.
meticulous nature.
You just get used to looking too, because some stuff will trick you. Like I was saying before, like a bag of barbecue chips one time had some kind of milk ingredient in them, or some type of dairy in it. I'm like, what? It's just where meat. I forget what it was. It was just threw me off. Folgers coffee one time, but that might have been just made in
um
a plant that has it. Dee said potatoes are my downfall, and you know what? The
Me
thing
day.
about it though is when you are vegan or when you stop eating meat and dairy or plant based, whichever way you want to call it, when you do that, you can actually eat more carbs and not gain weight. Like you can ask on this is no lie. I literally eat a ton of carbs. Like I eat every night. I'll either eat rice. I'm either potatoes. I'll eat like last night. I ate like two peanut butter and jelly sandwiches after my whole meal, and I
But
literally never
this
go over
came
125.
this came 6 months though after you literally not eating anything but one salad a day. 6 months of that. So your body was trained to do it. If somebody tries to do that,
But it
that's a
ain't been
couple weeks
trained on no
in.
salads for a lot of months now. So so
Yeah,
she
Dawn,
got
know.
I'm going to push back on you a little bit.
she said I might have her sold with the potatoes. Maybe that's gonna be my next video. Eat potatoes without gaining weight. Oh, I just figured out. It'll
What's
have
up,
the most
bro?
views ever.
Um, so I went to the doctor this week and had to get on that, Mr. Nasty, the scale.
Yeah.
And I actually, because I just posted a TikTok about this today, not changing anything. I'm still eating my pasta with my mushrooms and my mushroom gravy and my green beans. I'm making mashed potatoes. I have not changed my diet other than the vegan alternative dairies and cutting out the meat. I
Mm-hmm.
lost 25 pounds since I started this.
Woo!
Nice.
That is
And
great,
that's what
bro.
people are seeing in my face. Like my face is thinned out. So I'm going to push back on the, you're not going to lose weight eating all those potatoes.
See?
Okay.
I told you.
I guess maybe I should let me rephrase. I don't. For whatever reason, I don't. But then again, it could have something to do with, ethnicity. I don't know. You never know. So, but I'm glad for you, babe. That's good.
I think also once your metabolism gets going, because Dawn, believe it or not, you are a lot smaller than you were a year ago. You're just really hard on yourself. Plus, you work out too, so you're not
I
gonna
am. You
you're
know
gonna
that.
you're gonna build muscle. But if you
Yeah,
look at me
muscle weighs more
from
than
a year
fat.
ago,
Yeah, I know. I have a
you've
lot
definitely came
of
down.
freaking muscle. It's like I'm built like a dude because I'm like evenly distributed. So it's like you can't tell that I weigh 200 pounds. It looks like I'm probably about 165, 170.
Yeah.
But I'm straight up like 198 and some change. And it's like it drives me nuts because it took me forever to get below 200. Now that I'm firmly under it, I can't seem to break out of the 190s no matter what I do. I've been like, but it's just consistency, just staying consistent,
Hmm.
and it'll
That's
happen.
what
I
it
know.
is
But
mostly.
maybe that's where
Yeah.
your body should
Feels
be.
comfortable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta figure
No, I don't
you're
want to be
like
199. Yeah.
my
They may
body
want
feels
it, but I
comfortable.
don't.
Did not feel comfortable after 6 months of salads. I felt too like skinny, after being a certain weight or being used to seeing myself a certain way. I didn't like it, and so I was like happy to add those carbs back in. I
Jen, what was the
started
smallest you got, honey? Weren't you down to like 116?
114 or something. Yeah,
Yeah, she was
116.
small. She was
I've never been that
small.
small in my life since like in early high school years when I was, getting bigger. But ever since then, like when I started this, I was like 185, something like that was where I was at. So, and I was like, wow, okay, I don't think I've ever been quite this, because, we were doing deliveries. So I had to test out a lot of the food and I didn't realize why did I keep gaining weight? I was only eating once a day pretty much, but it had to be what I was eating. Cause like Rose said, it, I didn't really change my diet at all, except for like now I changed it then to go to salads, but then I lost too much weight. So I'm like, my body is happy right about here because I can eat to get full. And I'm like, what, like 125? What do you think?
Yeah, about that.
Something around there. Dee said, I completely understand where you're coming from, Dawn. My goal is 145 to 155, and I
Me
would be
too.
happy.
Me too. That's exactly right. Because when I had that cancer and I went down to 130, I looked like almost like Jen does now. You know what I mean? Or
Well,
like
we
where you
identified
where
that
you
might
got like
be on
this
the stream.
when you had gotten it to like 114, that's how I looked at like 130. So it was like, okay, yeah, this is crazy. So yeah, 145 is right around where I want to end up at. And I mean, it's not that big deal. 50 pounds, that's 20 pounds less than you lost. And I can do that safely in shit. Really, I can do that in like 2 months if I really pushed and did a lot of fasting. But if I try to aim for springtime, I'll knock that out. I'll knock that out.
I
I'm
like
determined.
doing it's really more like the same as if you're talking about advertising or doing anything, creating a habit. It's really just doing the same thing every day and eliminating the, meat and dairy. I know you like to fast, but I feel like sometimes fasting for extended times makes people binge out. So, like,
Yeah,
I
you know
prefer
what?
to just do one time, like, if you get hungry in the daytime, eat a banana, eat a salad, and then just eat your dinner in the evening. If you don't feel hungry and you can go without, then go without for
No,
the day.
see, here's
It's
the
just,
thing. It's mental with me. It's like it's not even like I was really hungry. I just ate because I wanted to, because you can fill up, you can drink some water.
Boredom.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what's pissing me off. It's not
That's
the
when I
act
break out the
of it.
chips. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. So instead, we're doing the salad. But I don't want to break anyone's hearts. But the Olive Garden dressing, because I read labels. Um, the regular Olive Garden dressing has Parmesan cheese in it.
hmm
Mm,
The
what
light,
what is it? What is it like a creamy Italian that they use? Something like
yes,
that. Yeah,
see, I only use balsamic.
you know what I mixed together? The ranch, plant ranch from Hidden Valley and a little bit of the whichever kind of balsamic that you like. Like I like what is it, that one we used to get, Ken's, but Dawn prefers the Kraft now. And if
Yeah,
you
the
mix
craft is
those two
sweeter.
together, you can kind of make like that. And I bet you
I
could
like
get
the
the
Kraft
Wildlife
Zesty
Farm.
Italian, and that is
hmm
vegan. I read the ingredients,
Yep,
but I
that's
was
what you
able
use,
to
isn't it?
find the Olive Garden light dressing, and that does not seem to have the cheese in it.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Does it taste good?
It tastes almost the same. It's actually a little less salty,
hmm
and Joe and Caitlin are loving it, so that's the one I've been buying. Um, and like I said, I've got I go to Gordon Food Service by us, which is like a restaurant supply.
hmm
And I get like the big, 5 pound, salad mix, which is a mix of American, but it also has some field greens in it and some romaine. Um, and we just eat out of the big bag, throw some dressing on it, shake it up, and that is our new potato chip snack when we're watching TV and hanging out. When you want that salty, crunchy.
Good
Cool.
deal. That is
Deanna, we're gonna have to catch up. I'll have to send you my link. If you click on Rose Thoughts, it'll take you to my YouTube channel, and you can send me a message through there, and I can give you recipes because she said earlier that we might have her sold. So I can give you all kinds of alternatives that I've made. Down to my bolognese sauce. We're going to do a video where I make it like it's a cooking show, step by step, the list of everything I buy, and we will walk through it so you know exactly what it's supposed to look like and taste like.
that sounds.
Cool.
I can't wait to do that. Um, and then what was I gonna say? Is that there was something else I wanted you to talk about. Did you tell us last week how you made that meatloaf? I think you did. That was the meatless, the mushroom meatloaf, right? That's what
Yeah.
got me on the and Dee said JJ knows she's been trying to recruit me for a hot minute, but it sounds like a plan. Sometimes you have to like hear things in a bunch of different ways. Like I know that's what it was like with me and Dawn. At first she was all on board, and then next thing it was like sometimes you have to just hear other people's stories and see their, you
Yeah.
know, and it
And
helps if more than one person says the same thing and you have three people here that are saying it, and there's tons of like, I'm telling you, it would like do so much for your, like, if you are dealing with health issues. I think that's what really like sold me on it, like the stuff that went away. I was shocked, like really totally shocked. I'm like, wait, what? Your food has something to do with like how you feel, and you can eat. It's like a easy diet. I don't have to count, oh, I can eat a burger for 3 points, and I have to be
oh,
starving when I'm done. JJ
the,
said I was a
keep a
goal of hers to
notebook.
go.
Oh,
Yes, you are my goal. You better do it.
See, Indiana,
before
that
I'm too
reminds me,
old.
I worked in a law firm for a while as an independent contractor where they were all a different religion than me. And I used to joke around that I swore they had a poster in the back with the most wanted poster with my face on it, that they were trying to convert me. So I know how you feel. That's
You
why I
know,
said, this is like religion and politics. I'll tell you how it worked for me, but I'm not going to force you to do it. But if you're
and
interested, I will help you.
she definitely is the kind of person I know from knowing Deanna D that she has like definitely like a leadership ability of like if she's into something, she will go ahead and take it and run with it. It's not like someone's going to deter her back by saying, "Hey, you should eat meat because of this or that." If it makes sense, and you'll be creative with it too to come up with different ways. Like I knew Ro was going to run with it. Didn't we, Dawn? I said after that one stream, I'm like, uh-oh, she's gonna have a
Definitely.
bunch of recipes for us.
Definitely.
Okay, so a recap on the mushroom. Okay, you get whatever kind of mushrooms you like. You saute them up in Italian seasoning, a little olive oil, I use my Kite Hill butter. I get them nice and soft. Then you're going to throw them through the food processor to get them down to like where they look like meat crumbles, those tiny, tiny pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to use your just egg and you're going to get panko breadcrumbs. And you're going to make the meat, add a little more Italian seasoning as you go. And, you form it up. And I put the mushroom gravy on it instead of ketchup. But if you're a ketchup on your meatloaf person, go right ahead. Put it in the oven on 350 for about half an hour to 45 minutes and served it with the mushroom gravy on the side.
That sounds good. Every time we talk about this, I'm like getting in the mood for like meatloaf instead of what I got in the house.
But
Yeah,
I
I've got to
used
try that.
portobello's, shiitake, and the chandrels.
I saw a video lately, or recently with, well, there was one guy who was using lobster mushrooms, which I found out are not even mushrooms. They're like some kind of fungi that eats the mushroom or something like that, attacks the mushroom, but they apparently taste just like seafood. And then Tabitha Brown had a video of the ones that I mentioned in the video, Chantarelli or whatever. Those
Chandrels.
Chanterelles, yes, they are apparently like textured like meat as well, like more of a like the
Yeah,
texture.
that's why them and the portobellos and the shiitakes, when you grind them up, it was like almost, it looked like almost ground beef when you get them nice and small.
Well,
um, but also lion's mane. Somebody mentioned, Jen mentioned lion mane. Remember I told you about my Harry Potter vegan cookbook that I got?
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks
They
for the
were
link,
telling me about,
by the way. Thanks for the link.
oh, you're welcome. Um, that's where, because they have that bouillon-based soup, which is a seafood soup. And it told you, what makes like fake shrimp, what makes fake lobster, what makes fake crab, and the lion's mane and the king oyster mushrooms were coming up constantly.
Wow.
Yes, Deanna, Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter's unofficial vegan cookbook.
that is, and D is a big Harry Potter fan.
So am
I
I.
forgot you weren't here last week. I know, Dawn. What is with this? Am I the only one that's not like the dressing up in the Harry Potter clothes?
Yes, Deanna, you have found your people. My sister and I are huge Potterheads. I was telling Dawn and Jen
Heads.
about Super Carlin Brothers on YouTube. They do all these Harry Potter um, down the rabbit hole theories and stuff based on Pottermore and the books and quizzes. And, it's, but yeah, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So when Caitlin saw that they had released this book, we were literally in the Whole Foods parking lot picking up our Thanksgiving stuff, ordering it. I'm a Ravenclaw too. My sister's a Hufflepuff and my husband's a Gryffindor.
Oh, he made Gryffindor?
He
Nice.
made Gryffindor, and my mom was actually a
Nobody made
Slytherin.
Slytherin. Oh my God. I was about to
And
say
we have
nobody
the
made
house
Slytherin.
plates. We got them at Williams Sonoma. So we each would eat with our house plate when I set the table.
Lovely.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah,
That
Caitlin's
sounds like
bedroom
a
is
fun
decked
house
out in
to
the
live
Harry
in.
Potter from Pottery Barn. I have the all of the kitchen stuff from Williams Sonoma. I mean, we are huge Harry Potter fans.
Love it.
There I go, getting off topic again.
So that topic will always be okay here.
Definitely.
You're reeling Deanna in even more.
It's so funny too, Ro, because I use a Harry Potter analogy in my midday streams a lot. I'm always talking about Expecto Patronum and the Dementors.
You guys
Uh,
And
gotta
that
come
to
to those
me
streams midday if you don't
is
already.
my
my
12:30.
Patronus
most
is a pug.
I'm sure mine is a crab.
I'm probably a goat. Is it our
Caitlin's
sign?
is a rabbit.
I gotta catch up. I know I watched the movies with you, but it was a long time ago, so I wasn't as wise as I am now. Maybe I will
They're
understand it.
all they're all on HBO Max if you have the streaming service.
I found a Dutch
I
oven that
actually
is
just
Harry
got rid of
Potter.
HBO Max.
Really?
Huh?
Dee said she found a Dutch oven that is Harry Potter.
Oh,
And
that's so good.
Jen said, "Can we have a Harry Potter night?" Yeah,
Yes,
that's a cool stream. Oh, she
let's
said,
do it.
"Movies, girl, read the books, right?
I
Didn't
know
I
the
see
books
the
have so much
newsletter?"
more in
The
them,
books are
and
better
Ron is a much stronger character
in the book.
in the
Yes.
books. Like they actually stole a lot of his lines from the book and gave them to Hermione in the movies.
Wow, really?
Oh, that's
Yes.
weird. That would make me mad. I'm glad I hadn't seen the or read the book
Super Carlin
first.
Brothers just did a whole YouTube video on this. How Ron
Wow.
got the short end of the stick in the movies.
I don't
Ron
like the way the
Weasley?
last movie ended
Yeah,
because
no,
it ended nothing like the book. And the book, I wanted to see that so bad in the movies play out. That whole scene between Harry and Voldemort, and it was nothing like that.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed.
Well, and
is that
Caitlin feels the same way about the Triwizard Tournament, which
Yeah.
I think is book 4. Um,
how many
she,
books
Yeah,
are
Goblet
there?
of Fire. Yeah, it's Goblet
yeah.
of Fire.
Um, the books are so much better when it comes to the different challenges that they had to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard somebody read a book and then watch a movie and say they actually liked the movie better? I don't think I ever have. It's like they can never compare.
No,
A
that's
It's
Walk to
you can get
Remember,
more
the
detail in
Nicholas
a book.
Sparks book. The movie with Shane West and Mandy Moore was better than the book.
Hmm.
Um, I liked The Help. Um, there were more things in the book, but I thought they did really good with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I liked the Divergent movies better than the
Hmm.
book series.
Okay.
Twilight stuck pretty close to the books.
Yeah, it did. Remember we
yeah,
sat there and listened to those, Jen?
yes,
Yeah, we're
Um,
so
I remember that. We listened to the book though after we had seen the movies, wasn't it?
yeah, we
Well,
listened
except for the
to
last one.
no, well, the last one we listened to the book first and then we went to see the
Right.
movie. But the movie hadn't come out yet.
That's right.
So we went and got the book and listened to it before right lead into the movie to see just if they stuck to it or which one would be better. So just to kind of gear up for the movie, yeah, we went and
and then
listened to
Fault
that.
in Our Stars, the movie was awesome.
Yep, that's what Dee said. And then I didn't see that. Fault in Our Stars. I have to look it up. Oh my
Oh,
god, I love
it's
his books, Jen said. Only movie that comes up to par with the book and a movie. We need a book night, haha.
Definitely.
Split spit what? Spit applesauce all over
my
my shirt.
shirt.
And Dee said she still cries. That's the one, The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah. They the two kids that are the main protagonists in the love story, meet at a cancer support group, and
Aw.
he gives up his wish from, like, uh, they change the name, but it's like Make a Wish, um,
Mhm.
so that she can go to Amsterdam and meet her favorite author. And it's just, it's a really, really sweet. And Shailene Woodley, who is the star of the Divergent movies, this was her first movie, and she did an amazing job with it. She was on the star of the TV show Secret Life of the American Teenager on Freeform. Um,
Okay.
but it's you don't need to read the book to see the movie. Um,
Right.
it is that close to it, and it is so good. Oh, you are going to have all the cries. If you cry during the Notebook, you are going to be ugly crying in
He
this
said
one.
I ugly cried.
You're going to get the ugly cry.
Yeah, Notebook's my shit. I love the Notebook.
We just saw that not well, it was I don't think it was recent, but it was just
I
on,
actually
right?
did a couple of months ago. I watched it and just
Yeah.
kind of got on a little kick with it. I do that every now and then.
Um,
This girl, we if we do movie trivia, I bet Ro and you both. I know Dawn can do some movie trivia. Like she knows people's names that like I'm like what? And I
yeah,
know their
I just learned
character
today that, like,
names they're married
the
to
original
in
actor
real
from
life.
Sesame Street passed away.
Oh no!
Who?
What was his last name? Watson. He was 90.
Huh. What character did he play?
Um, Let me look up his
Watson.
name real quick. Hold on a second.
That's the good thing, D. We'll get back on Meatless Monday. We had to take a tangent. That's the good thing about not what do you call it? Not being big time where we're on national TV yet, right?
It was Bob McGrath
I'm not gonna
was
get in
his
trouble.
name. And let me look up his IMBD real quick to figure out what, I don't remember what his name was, but
What?
he actually what his name was on the show, but he actually sang the song.
How to Get to Sesame Street? That song?
Yes,
I thought
he
some
played the neighbor Bob
person.
Johnson.
Huh.
But
God,
if
I'm
you
so
look him
far
up,
removed.
he was the one that always wore, like, the Bill Cosby-esque sweaters
Okay.
back when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And then let me see if I can throw the Amazon link for the Harry Potter book into the chat while I'm at it. No, that's Prime Video.
So yeah, Jen, I like that video that you made about the mushrooms. That was cool because I watched it and I'm like, wow, dude, I didn't know that they were that big a source of vitamin D.
Well,
Yes.
the wild thing is, like, usually you can't get vitamin D from any type of anything that's
Any whole
non-animal. I was
food.
shocked too. That's when I remember I started eating more of them when winter is coming because we're not going to be in the sun. And I don't have any vitamin D supplements right now, so I was like, that actually is wild. And it's really because the mushroom apparently synthesizes it the same as our skin does, so it like absorbs it in from the sunlight. So if they're
Mm-hmm.
not really in the sunlight, that's why some of them, I guess the way they're grown. And somebody was even saying if you sit it under like the light, sit them in the light after they're already even above the ground, it can work. So I don't know exactly the whole science behind it. I'm gonna have to look that up more. But that is wild, isn't it? That
It is.
they're like skin. And
Yeah.
we're eating. It's like that's why they're good meat substitute. What else do you think is a good meat substitute? Like, have you messed around with like tempeh or soy or anything like that? I know we tried we had tofu before and I've tried it to make a couple of things, but I just haven't like had time to really like get into it and experiment with it like I want to. I kind of get like in these zones where I'm like, you know what, I'm cool with just heating up some vegetables, doing rice. And I can eat like a slice of like bread and vegan butter with vegetables when I'm on those kicks sometimes, you know? Like it's kind of like we're programmed to have a meat in our meal.
Yeah.
You know, from little up, it's like you feel weird if you don't have that meat on the plate. So like I think that's why a lot of what I eat sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I got to let me get some beans or let me get some mushrooms and put in there because it's like I got to have that." And it's good because you have protein and everything, but it's still like we kind of freak out. I remember there was a guy named Dr. Milton Mills and somebody was like in one of his conferences, they, you know, raised their hand or whatever, and it's like, so, and it's kind of like a running joke. If you go plant based, people be like, "Where are you going to get your protein? Where are you going to get your protein?" And he's like, "I've been a physician for 35 years or whatever," he said, "and I have never had one person come across." I thought we lost Ro because she got really like first her mic wasn't moving, and then she
Yeah.
dropped out. She had a connection issue, or she was going to get a link. I bet that's what happened, and it might have got her out by mistake. But I'm sure she'll. Oh, there she is. She returned. But he said, "I've been a doctor for 35 years. I've never had anybody come into my office saying that they have a protein deficiency." You
Mm-hmm.
know, like nobody's ever died of a protein deficiency or whatever. So we worry so much about that, but all vegetables have protein in them. You can get some protein in nuts, you can get it in seeds, you can get it in you know, spinach has protein in it, mushrooms have protein, just beans have protein. Like protein, it's just kind of a way that if that's what you're deterring you from going plant based, it really isn't necessary because you're probably getting too much protein, and I've read that that can cause Alzheimer's
That's
brain
Alzheimer's
issues.
territory, right? You can actually over protein. So it's
I mean,
like,
I know this is the one for recipes, but what we don't realize literally is the food that we're eating is literally like causing a lot of the issues that we're dealing with that we don't know. Like literally food is linked to like the meat industry. Like there's a whole group of physicians committee for responsible medicine is trying to get them to put warning labels on meat and cheese that it can cause breast cancer and other cancers. It can cause insulin resistance, which causes diabetes. Like that's why I'm always pushing that Hellman's vegan mayo because a lot of people eat a lot of that, and if you eat a lot of dairy, you're putting the into your cells where the sugar should go, you're clogging those up, so you know your sugar's backing up into the blood, and then they're giving you medication to manage the sugar, they're giving you insulin, you know, to break down the sugar. It's like by going plant based, you can get rid of so many things and prevent so many diseases from happening. It's just, I don't like to see the world in pain and sick all the time and
when
know
it's
that there's something
unnecessary.
out there and like nobody talks about it. It's like you see like 35,000 medication commercials, but never somebody saying, "What, here's how you could get off the medication."
That's why
Anyway,
there's shows like this.
No,
right?
because there are so
As little
many
as it is, I'm going to
finger
tell
quote
somebody, darn
there are so many finger quote fad diets. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Okay. That when you try to speak out against, big pharma and, the medical conglomerate, y- the plant-based falls into these, fad diets when it's not. It's been proven that is the best diet to reduce your A1C, and you know but we fall into that category that, vegans or plant-based, we're a cult. um
Yeah.
and we're just as bad as the people push. Joe showed me a video yesterday from Joe Rogan's show. I know about this guy that eats nothing but red meat, salt, and water, and he's lost, supposedly lost like 100 pounds.
Well, I did
And
a
I'm like,
lot
if
of
I tried to eat
Atkins
that
in
diet,
my
I would
life.
die.
and like
Right?
literally he is killing himself and is probably like the other thing we don't realize our digestive system, like literally this is no lie. I have not had heartburn at all like since I went plant based. Now if you think about it, like that like acid reflux feeling that you get. So I read though that, and I thought like my whole entire life I thought it was, oh, I can't eat pizza sauce or spaghetti sauce, or I thought it was, oh, I ate something too spicy or
Yeah.
ate onions. It turns out that it was because meat is not the right, like our body doesn't have the right pH level to break down meat. So what ends up happening is our bodies is basically fighting this, that it's not what is meant to be in our body, so it can't break it down, so it causes it to kind of get stuck in our digestive tract, which causes a lot of bowel issues. Most people are
Obstruction.
constipated. They're not, they have like heartburn frequently. That's why you have like Zantac and the whole darn, or whatever that is, the whole aisle of stuff that you need for it. And like, I mean,
Prilosec.
yeah,
I got
some
my hand up. I take my 40 milligrams.
but you'll find that you won't need that soon either, and it'll amaze you. Like half the stuff, like I mean, I think the pharmacy's probably going to come after me and be like, "Would you please get off this stupid diet because you used to get Claritin every summer? What's going on with you?
Big Pharma's
Are
coming
you
for
all
you.
right?"
Yeah, right.
But it's wild because I've never had like, I'm
I
telling
haven't
you
taken my
that
Prilosec in 2 weeks, by the way.
allergies just
Nice.
disappear, like, and you don't wake up with like, at least I don't wake up with like phlegm and things like that like I used to. Like in this time of year especially, I was always sniffling and this and that, like, oh, it's cold, so that's why I'm getting a cold. Nope, I wasn't getting it because it was cold. I've been cold since then. I mean, we were right out that one time last year. I remember we had that flat tire. I was stuck.
Hmm.
Oh no, 50 plus years. That's what I forgot all about that. I got on my tangent. Dee said Kirstie Alley passed away, and Anita just confirmed it.
Yeah.
What?
And
Oh,
50 years of cocaine caught up with her. Wow, dude.
How many years?
Alcohol and cocaine. 50 plus.
Damn.
How old is she? Why did I pictured her like the younger, you know what I mean? Like,
well, she was 30 something when she was
here
on
she's not even 50.
Cheers.
Dang, I'm sad about that.
Right. Me too. Kirstie Alley, man. Remember
She was
speaking
71.
about holy shit. Speaking of diets,
Dang.
remember when she
I'm
was
getting
going up
old,
and
and
down?
she was 71. Yeah.
She was doing
You know,
that Weight Watchers or one of those
yep.
and
I
kept
mean,
blowing
Adkins
up and then losing.
is like the worst because like Adkins is telling you to eat meat and
You can eat
less
all the bacon you want. Oh my
Right.
God.
carbs. And there's a video I'll share next stream on that diet. And I was like sitting down with a slab of steak and like one piece of broccoli on the side, like, and I was losing weight. Don't get me wrong. But I couldn't handle that one because I'm a carb person. So I'm like, it's just meat never really was that great without the big carbs on the side. I'm like, this is not even a good meal for me. It's like having fries without ketchup for me because I'm a like big ketchup person.
Oh yeah.
It's like having the meat without the baked potato was like, what's the point?
Right.
Only 71. That's such a shame. Well, rest in peace. We thank you for all your years of,
All the times you made us laugh.
entertainment.
See, Atkins was hard for me. They did that to me because they were trying to figure out what carb was upsetting my stomach and whether or not I was gluten intolerant before they had the test that they have now. And my sugars were dropping so low because I had no carbs and I'm hypoglycemic. So I have, low blood sugar. Um, and I
Not
was
for
like
long,
on the
Ro.
verge
Not
of
for long.
I was on the verge of passing out constantly because I wasn't getting any carbs. So it's like the
You
first
need
thing they gave me
carbs.
back was potatoes because I had to eat some sort of carb because my like normal sugar after I ate was like 46.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's
And
like people don't realize you do need, and vegetables have some carbs in them. It's not like they're carb free. but some are have
Yeah.
less than others. But that's what our body runs off. That's our fuel. Like you need that. Like if you feel like you when I went plant-based, or a lot of people that went plant-based, they tend to like it if they lower their energy level, sometimes it's because they need a little more carbs, or the vegetables they're not a good variety that they're eating, and they're not
Yeah.
getting with cucumbers. I think have a decent amount of carbs, which on some diets I've had they're like don't eat a whole cucumber. Oh my gosh, like,
Well,
that's, like, crazy, like, you can eat a whole cucumber if you want, that's not bad, like, it's like some of these diets, the way they could, restrict you, it's like, no wonder people don't stay on diets, This one is so easy, you don't have to count this, count that, half of this, eat anything you want in the whole world, except
and
you can't eat meat, you can't eat dairy, and there's so many different alternatives that it makes it really easy now.
well, I was watching a video. I'll have to find it so I can send you the link to it. But it was a culinary anthropologist
Oh my God,
explaining.
wait a minute. Listen to this. Listen to this.
You to comment and converse with them. Good. And like what I was saying about being a listening spirit, we all need one at some point.
That's Karen Everett,
But
dude. She was talking
sometimes
about the
being
midday
a
stream.
listening
She's
spirit
on her
can
live
be
right
a little
now.
overwhelming. So I'm really
Cool.
grateful for JJ Video for their noonday chats, because I share it with people who I know need to talk
Holy
to
shit.
someone and perhaps learn different ideas, and learn that other people are going through similar situations that they are. Sometimes it helps to know that you are not alone. Seriously.
Wow.
And I'm very sorry that I could not do my boot game with Thomas, but I'm
I
going to
love
do it
her.
anyway.
That's
Well,
so
I didn't
cool.
mean to dip
Congratulations.
out,
That
but
is
something told me
big
to check
news.
that.
Here we go.
Something
That is
Let me
told me to
see your
check it.
boot game. What's that
that
you
is
said? I said,
excellent.
let me see your boot game. What's that
I
you
love Miss
said?
Karen. So you guys watch I don't know if anybody
Okay, boot.
watches, but if you ever
Do the
watch
boot
the
game.
Family Chantel with
Okay.
Pedro and Chantel, and her mother and father, Karen and Thomas. So Karen is friends with Dawn on was it TikTok you found her, or Instagram?
Instagram, she started following me out of the
So
blue.
she started following her, and they like had these, really like integral conversations about a lot of different like life philosophies and things. And so she started doing a YouTube, and Dawn would go, to hers, and she's coming to Dawn's YouTube lives, which if you guys have never been there, it literally is my midday therapy. I don't
Thank you
know,
for your
most of
support,
you probably know this by now, but I have
and
some
thank you for your patience.
OCD type issues that have developed. So
Without further ado,
I'm like,
let's
I
get
definitely feel like it's my midday
affirmation.
therapy session that I do. And I just love coming on there. I know some people that work with us have come on and shared. And it's really good. It's really motivating just to know that there's someone out there that, that we need food and fuel for our mind, just like our bodies too. And if you can get them both right, you know, then we're gonna be like in our prime position, but it all plays a part. Like it's all reciprocal. Like Rose said, the foods that she's eating actually made her feel calmer, and then if you can also do like get it out and talk to people and do therapy, you are really, both of those things combined is going to be like a double, you know, just a double good thing for like you can feel good all the way around because like one plays off of the other just as well. Yes, there is tofu in miso soup, Jen, but I don't like that tofu. It's like
It's
for me, I
hard.
don't I don't like
It's the
that. I just
firm.
yeah, I don't like those little chunks of squares of tofu. I mean, I eat it in miso soup because I love miso soup. When I first had miso soup, I thought it tasted like baked potato soup for some weird reason. Maybe I'm crazy, but that was before I even went vegan. I tried it and I didn't really like it that much. But now that I
Oh,
eat
I
plant
love it.
based,
It's my
different stuff
favorite.
starts to have a better taste. You know how they say when you quit smoking, your taste changes?
Yeah.
That's what kind of happened to me. Like, I never liked avocado. I know, don't shoot me, everybody, because everybody's like into the avocados. But now I can eat an avocado without even anything being on it or mixing it up, like making, guacamole or something. And it
Yeah.
actually tastes good. It tastes like a fruit. Oh, cancer, they stated, was just recently found, D said, for Kirstie Alley. I
So
didn't even see that.
I watched this video by a
Oh wow.
culinary anthropologist, and they went back and said, in our evolution, back when the hunters and gatherers, the men would go out to hunt, leaving the women home to gather. And the men would come home with one animal that was supposed to be shared with the whole village. So they had to obviously supplement the food with what what the women had gathered. So we've always been more plant based. It was a lot of the propaganda and the pushing in the 50s, the 40s, 50s, um, that got us more with this meat and potatoes, where you had to have meat with every meal, the meat, the vegetable, but the carb. Um, but if you go back to our evolution, because people are trying this paleo, and whatnot,
Right, right.
where actually it was you ate plant based and you had a little bit of meat. So it was a majorly, I can't speak tonight, um, plant-based diet. That is what humans are supposed to have. Is it is supposed to be like 90% plant-based, 10% meat. And has anybody else noticed? Because I like to do like social experiments or surveys, like out in the world, and see how people react. When I use the word vegan, people look at me and they kind of like see their teeth, like, ooh, she's one of those. But if you say plant based, they're like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
it had,
Well,
vegan.
and
It's that cult. It's that,
it's
violent feminist
unfortunate
vegan.
that people that like vegan has gotten
Violent
like you said
feminist
a really
vegan.
bad, and I almost like changed the name because I realized that I wasn't a like vegan means that you literally are really strict with not using any type of animal or any item that
Yeah.
even may have been tested on an animal, and I will
Yep.
admit that I sometimes might be using
No wool, no leather.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
I
True
don't know.
vegans
I'm not
don't
I
partake in
I
any of
don't
that.
know if I'm using any of that. I don't really buy a lot of new clothes, but I don't know if any of my old clothes have wool or whatever, but I really don't want to. But also it's also part of veganism to not throw away things too,
I've
because you want
kind
to
of
make
gone
use
down
out of
that
it.
road, Jen.
Yeah, I
Remember
feel like we have.
I stopped wearing the leather like bracelet I would
Mhm.
wear, and like I went to canvas shoes. I went to wearing like croquettes and stuff like that, no leather shoes. And it is,
It's like
I'm like,
it's everything you can do to not exploit animals, and
right.
most people who are vegan are like, you're plant-based for health reasons. Most people who are vegan for the animals, and there's even like a thing, vegan for animals, because it's like, but when you really, after becoming plant-based just for health, me and Dawn really realized how terrible the meat industry is, and like how if I'm looking at my cat or my dog and I see that they have a little personality and they're scared when like they hear a noise or something, and I've read that the cows, like and the pigs and everything, when they're going into slaughter and they're taking them one by one, they can actually smell the blood of the people, of their peers or whatever, and they actually look and they have fear on their face. And like for me, that was enough to say I'm never going to support that industry, even though it wasn't the reason I started. I'm like, an animal to me now is an animal, whether it's chicken, a cow, or a pig. But I don't fault people for eating animals because it's like something had to click within me. When I was
Hmm.
3 months in, I was, okay, like, what? I don't care. I'll eat sure, that wouldn't have bothered me as much as it would have now, to say, oh, it's just a diet, so I'm going to cheat on my diet. But that has actually literally helped me to stay on course with that, even if it's something like, oh, you know what, I don't care, it's the weekend, I'm not going to cheat and eat that because now it's in my heart. It's like an ethical thing for me that I wouldn't be able to do it. Not just like, oh, whether I'm going to eat plant-based processed product or I'm going to eat a mushroom. That to me is a cheat day now. Like I don't cheat by eating animals. So
Right. Potatoes are
that's just my
cheats for
own
me.
journey. But I ate meat for 42 years. My family eats meat. A lot of my friends, of course, are meat eaters, and I don't think I'm not going to go out and, put somebody down because that's the way I ate for that long. It has to be within yourself, like you said, that you get to a point. I just can tell people what I know, and it's hard when it's health reasons and it's people that you know and you care about and you see them suffering and you just want that to click. And that's why I think when Dawn and me noticed that you were on that, I was like, she is bought in. Like when you read the whole scientific article about the type 2 diabetes and had that up, I was like, she's getting the logic behind, she's having that aha moment that I had, like, wow, okay. So
Well, I
that's
had had that
what
moment
we
before I
decided.
met you. I just hadn't, I was doing it to my mother when she was alive. I just didn't do it to myself
Right.
because I'm like, well, I'm not diabetic.
Yeah.
Right.
But you didn't realize that what you were doing was setting you up to be. That's what I
Yeah.
didn't realize too. I was like, "Oh, my mom has type 2 diabetes. I hope I don't, get that. I hope. I don't have to hope. I can do things that actually prevent it." And I didn't realize. I don't think a lot of people know what kind of control they have over their own life.
Yeah. And that's what started me pushing the plant-based on Joe, my husband, is his A1C was elevated. And I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this because I mean, everything that was wrong with my mother could be tracked back to her diabetes. And so having PTSD from that, I'm like, I'm not going through it with my husband. What if we can nip it in the bud now, we are going to. And that's the running joke from the beginning of this was me, sneaking plant-based, like, Beyond Meat in his food, like, and slowly going from a quarter plant-based to half to three quarters to fully Beyond, and him like saying something like, this is the best it's ever tasted, you did a really good job, and me finally like telling him, by the way, there's no beef in that.
Yeah.
And he, because if I had told him, he wouldn't have eaten it, and you
Right.
know
That's the thing that
Right.
I
Right.
wish. That's what I love about this stream, and I hope we can get to and reach more people at some point. Is that, and there's plenty of things like streams like this. However, like this one is not the kind that's going to come on and like, oh, you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way. It's like if I can get you to just try one or two things and realize it's not so bad. Like I always tell this story. I had a veggie burger like 15 years ago and hated it, and then that made my decision like, oh,
oh,
I'll never
Boca
be plant,
burgers.
like it had
Right.
corn and stuff coming out of it. Remember from that place called Fat Daddy's? I'll never forget it because I was like toying with this a while ago and I'm like, oh, heck no. I ain't
Oh
gonna be able to do that because that was weird. That didn't taste like a burger, but I wasn't
no,
like
those were
fully bought
disgusting. And
in.
then Morningstar Farm came out, and theirs were a little better, but they was still like, I'm like, I'll stick to my turkey burger, thank you. um but like the Impossible Whopper came out, and um I actually, Joe brought me home one the other day, but he forgot to tell them no cheese.
Oh, don't you hate that? Like, why you
That
go halfway
reminds me
places?
of
Put some
Denny's.
vegan
When we
cheese for
remember
crying
when
out
we ordered
Um,
loud.
the Beyond
We had to
Burgers
peel it
and
off.
Denny's, yeah.
and like he was like really upset because I was upset and wouldn't eat it. And I'm
Right.
like, so there was a portion that had no cheese on it, and there was a portion that had cheese on it. And this was, I had learned this before I had gone plant based. When you put cheese on that Impossible Whopper, it makes it taste disgusting. But the Impossible burger, it's by itself, is delicious. So I gave
Right.
him a piece with cheese on it, and he's like, "Oh my god, that is gross." I said, "Now eat this piece, which had just the pickle and ketchup on it," and he's like, "Oh wow, that's really good." And I said, see,
Mhm.
it, the Impossible Whopper is delicious, but the cheese makes it disgusting.
Some
Mhm.
stuff too, like when they commercialize it, that doesn't taste the same. Like if you've tried the Impossible Whopper, it's not going to taste exactly the same as Impossible Burgers. The same with Beyond
Yeah,
Burgers. Like that one at Denny's tastes nothing like the ones that we cook. It's good, but it's completely
Right.
different. It's more of a process. Like it's in a shape of a burger. Jen's
yeah.
now. I'm interested. Don't let me forget. I want to hear about the conversation with the autistic and how that relates to what your sister is autistic. When she was young, we were instructed to eat organic but never pushed vegan. I wish they would have. I wonder why. What was
Well,
the
the
organic? They thought it was the chemicals.
yeah, so the reason for the organic was they found that the hormones and the
Oh, Jen
antibiotics in
said
the
her
meat.
aunt was vegan because her cousin's autistic. I hadn't even still haven't I'm glad I'm learning this. I haven't heard the relationship between that.
So the way Caitlin specialist explained it to us is the hormones and antibiotics and stuff in the meat and the dairy would mess with her medications and make them
Okay.
less effective. So
Oh, okay.
that's when we learned they opened a Whole Foods and we would go do our once a month grocery shop because we bought all of the organic meat, organic dairy, organic fruits and vegetables. We were fully organic house. And I remember her being 14 and coming to me and her all of her friends had large chests and she still had little mosquito bites. And she's like, when am I going to get them? And I said, well, your friends are getting all of the, they're not organic. So they're getting all of the hormones and antibiotics that make the cows and the, chickens and everything grow faster.
Big
So
so
they're
that they
growing
can get bigger
faster.
meat. Oh
Mhm.
man, there's a lot of
So
things
I'm like,
that
you're
relate
growing
to
at
the
the rate
childhood
God,
obesity too.
that nature intended. And let me tell you, she is cursing ever asking me that because that child is an F cup now.
Wow. I don't even know what F cup is. Is
That's two
that's,
steps past triple D.
oh
Big.
my
No,
She's
that's
gosh.
big.
the step after triple
I
D.
was like, wait, F. I only think I've ever heard of F cup.
Yeah, you've got to
Obviously,
special
I'm nowhere
order
near
them.
that. Wow.
Yeah, we
That
got to
is
call Molly
I
from
think, like
90
you
Day.
said, they needed to take it a step further because I'm guaranteeing I've heard so much information, not only on like I'll post a link in the Facebook group. I probably posted a lot of them a long time ago, but Dr. Neil Barnard talks about his dad actually passed away of Alzheimer's and he went on he now focuses on how food affects the brain, and that's
Yes,
where we've read a lot about the meat and the effect that it has on the brain. Like literally it's just so like amazing to me. Unfortunately, the industry is too big to ever have this information be put out there unless there's an organization that could raise enough money to counteract the meat and dairy industry. Like it has gotten to a point when you were talking about the hormones and stuff. That's why, like, literally, the cows are taking antibiotics because they're being like over milked. If you can imagine, a cow doesn't really just automatically have milk. They're like humans in a way that if they don't have a baby, they don't produce milk. So they artificially inseminate these cows. I saw a video once, it was horrible. They were on these machines and they were like, you know how if you go to the gynecologist, it opens and they're artificially inseminating them on this assembly line, and then the cows, after they are have the baby is pulled and stolen away from them, obviously, because the cow's probably like, where's my baby, I need to feed it so that we can get the milk, and then they get mastitis from being over milked with these machines, so they're having to take antibiotics because they have like mastitis and pus and stuff, and there's like some of it, a lot of it is allowed in our milk. And even if you see happy cow or pasteurized, it's not like it's there is still, you can have antibiotic free, but then I'm like, what the heck is in that? You know what I mean? Maybe they do it in a nicer way. It's still just it the whole thing, because it doesn't even belong in our body, had convinced me when I read that I'll never have a dairy product again, plus the fact that it's causing insulin resistance to cause diabetes. It could be causing cancer, like all the stuff and the animal
Yeah.
rights. It's like I'm just
Got a
full.
thought. What the hell is pet milk? Remember pet milk?
Yeah, that stuff in the can.
Yeah.
Was it this didn't have was it lactose free? What the heck was it? I don't know.
I don't know,
I
but I
remember
remember every
that
now and
though. It was
then
like
if
condensed milk or something.
yeah, it was condensed. You could add a little bit of water to it, but yeah.
Like Tang.
Pet
Remember
milk.
Tang?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Tang. Um, in Cozumel, Mexico,
It was
they
like
have
the Tang
we
of
call it
milk.
the Mexican Walmart. It's called Mega Mart. They have an entire aisle devoted to Tang, every flavor of Tang you can imagine. They even had cantaloupe flavored Tang.
No way.
What?
Yes.
I like cantaloupe.
It was the coolest. Like, they're like, "What are you doing today?" I'm like, "We're going to Mega Mart." They're like, "What's Mega Mart?" I said, "It's Mexican Walmart. There's an aisle devoted to Tang." And they're like, "Seriously?" Like, people we met on the cruise. They're like, "Seriously?" I said, "Yeah. Come on, I'll show you." So, like, a group of us, this wasn't this cruise, it was a prior cruise. I brought a group of people we had met on the cruise ship, and we went to Megamart, and I showed them the aisle devoted to Tang.
I saw the
They
biggest like
couldn't believe that. They
remember
thought I was joking.
we went to where were we at, Dawn? Was it Florida or was it Minnesota when we went to Paisley where I found that wine
It was
place,
Minnesota.
and it was the biggest. It was like a Walmart for like
It
people
was a
that
wine
like
mart.
drink. It was a wine mart. It had aisles and aisles, like you literally like it was like
Oh,
the
that sounds
size
like
of a
Total
Walmart.
Wine.
It is. It was Total Wine, I think.
Yeah, we have a Total
That's
Wine
it.
right by our Whole Foods.
Okay, so maybe that's what it was. I
Mhm.
was like, this looks like a Walmart for wine people. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's a Walmart for alcoholics. Yes.
maybe that's why I was so excited. um,
And they carry like beer and stuff that you can't find in this country that's from other countries.
oh
So,
wow, so they even get the imports. Rose said she was pretty much, or Jen said casein. Is that how I'm saying it? Is that right? Is a
casein.
protein casein that comes from animal's milk, typically cow or goat, and is found in many dairy products, including yogurt, cream, butter, ice cream, and chocolate. Rose said she's pretty much casein free because I was lactose intolerant, so we were dairy free. I think how Dawn we were talking about on the stream the other day how our mind tries to make things more difficult than they are. I think
Yeah.
that's what sometimes the industry tries to do and the diets that we're on and the different articles you can read. It's like almost like too much for the world to get their mind around that if you go plant-based, you can just eliminate a lot of issues. It's like, oh
Right.
no, you have to be anti this, or you can't eat this, or this one dye that's in the food is what's causing it. Maybe you're not realizing that we're looking at the wrong thing. Like I said, I was looking at the tomato sauce as the cause for my heartburn. However, I've ate tomato sauce and spicy foods and everything you can think of. I eat late, I lay right down, peanut butter and jelly, sometimes how peanut butter. It's like no matter what I've eaten, I've never had heartburn because I eliminated meat. So I feel like that's the ultimate thing that you can do is at least try it for 30 days. Like, what is the worst thing that can happen? You feel exactly the same. I mean, if without
Which we
knowing
know is an improbability. If you go completely plant-based for 30 days, there's no way you're gonna feel the
completely,
exact same.
and you have to like look at labels too, because like we were talking about, and even road, like you said, you would think sometimes an Italian dressing would be vegan because it's Italian, but there's cheese in a lot of them, not even just the one you mentioned, like a lot of the packaged ones. I forget which one
Mhm.
it is I couldn't eat one time, and I was just so mad because I'm like, wow, I thought this would be vegan because it's Italian. You think it's like oil and vinegar.
No, it's the Kraft Tuscan House, which is supposed to be like an Olive Garden dressing, has cheese in it. I went down the rabbit hole on dressings. Um, because gotta love my Kiki. She is perfectly happy with just some balsamic vinegar and nothing else. So, and she
Yeah,
dips her
balsamic
lettuce in it.
vinegar. balsamic vinegar is definitely cool. I remember Outback, I liked their
Mhm.
balsamic vinaigrette, and I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out, why it was like a oil-based balsamic vinaigrette, and I remember they used to give me cups of it. I would buy cups of it by itself to put on just any salad that
Yeah.
I made at home, and they, you every now and then I would get it, and it would be extremely oily.
Yes.
So I asked
Because
them,
it's one
"Listen,"
part vinegar, parts oil. So if
right,
you
and
want
I
it more
like it the other
vinegary,
I like it the other way around.
yeah.
Exactly. That's where I was going with it. I like it the other way around. And then when I taste the balsamic by itself, I was like, well, wow, I could damn near do this by itself.
Yep.
And I found that in the craft balsamic vinaigrette. I found that taste. So I was able to just get
And
that
I
and not
like
have
the
to worry
Kraft
about it.
raspberry vinaigrette.
I
But
haven't tried that one.
we have a store by us called Oil and Vinegar, and all they do is sell
What?
infused olive oils and different flavored vinegar, balsamic vinegars.
Now,
So
have
like
Oh
you
I
my
have like an
heard
God.
like there's like
elderberry vinegar that I make
mm,
pickled watermelon rind with, and yeah.
You got some cool shit down there.
I was
Yes,
just
we
thinking
have the fancy area where we have fancy stuff.
now I have heard like when listen to like a lot of the whole food plant-based diet things, they're always like whole food plant-based low oil, and there's a lady named Deb which I actually haven't like gave a little shout out to her website, and I'm having trouble remembering exactly what it is right now, so I'll keep looking that up. But I'm on there, and Dawn, I think you still need to write yours to go on there, but I think it's called Vegan Integrity is the name of her page. Vegan Encouragement, that's it, and it's veganencouragement.com, and it's got like stories of maybe I think there was like 12 or 13 last time I looked, and it's just people like telling their vegan story, like what made them plant-based, what health benefits they've had, and it's like she always really talks about having low oil because whole food plant-based little bit of oil, like I guess because even olive oil is, you know, is not the best for you. I don't really eat a lot of oil, you know, other than what I get when I'm eating the vegan butter and things like that. And like I'll cook my vegetables in like water sometimes, you know, like I'm not a big like saute person. However, like I feel like if you're vegan, I don't think it's unless you're for like, you know, trying to maybe really hardcore lose weight or whatever. I don't think you need to pay as much attention to that. But what have you read anything or do you pay attention to the oils?
Um, I I live for olive oil.
Mhm.
I have
So you're like, look,
the
you can be
research
vegan, but forget the oils.
the research that I've seen, olive oil is very good for you.
Mhm.
It has
Much
more
better than butter.
uses. I'm sorry?
Way better than butter.
Yes.
So,
But like, olive oil is great for your skin. Like Caitlin makes her own soaps. Like that's her thing. She
oh,
makes
that's
homemade
cool.
soaps, and she uses an olive oil soap base to start, and then she adds in the essential oils and colors and stuff and puts them in the molds. And it moisturizes your skin very well. I have plaque psoriasis on my scalp that most people would know with infants cradle cap. I still have as an adult. I use it on my scalp. I oil my scalp. I told you, Dawn, they taught me all the secrets. Um,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, 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 yeah. All the butters.
um, so I I only use olive oil in my house. So like if we're baking, we use olive oil. And actually, like my cupcakes and baked goods come out a lot fluffier, and they're gluten free, which aren't normally fluffy. Um, and I've just always I'm a proponent for olive oil. I love garlic and olive oil
Mhm.
on my pasta. I do, my garlic and olive oil when I saute my mushrooms. Um, because it's better for you than the butter, than doing like a garlic butter. I still, will put a little bit of my vegan butter in it just to give it that little bit of buttery taste, but like one pad rather than like an entire, like, I'm going to say a flop where you put the big wooden spoon in it and flop it into the dish, because I don't measure things when I cook. That's why you have to watch me cook, because I can't tell you a
Yeah, I
quarter
don't
cup
think
of
I've
this or
ever measured anything, and I'm not a good cook, but I don't. And Dawn's the same way. I remember, you know what, Dawn, next week I wanted to see if you could give me that recipe for the guacamole to put online if you're not going to be charging for it, since you know the Chipotle guacamole code.
Not a problem.
um but if you're going to choose an oil, you want to stay away from canola. Sunflower oil I heard is pretty good. um I don't know anything about avocado oil
I
because
I do.
i'm
I love it.
i'm,
I love
I'm
avocado
allergic to
oil.
avocados.
I love avocado oil. It's really not a whole lot different from olive oil, and it doesn't have a lot of taste to it. So you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about
And
it
then
messing up the taste
with
of anything.
with olive oil, there's different levels of olive oil. There's light olive oil, which looks more like a canola oil, and that's the one I bake with. And then you get into the darker, you get into the Mediterranean versus, that Whole Foods has an entire aisle devoted to oils, and they have probably 1,000 different olive oils. And you go from the
Wow.
light to the dark, which is the more robust, and that's the it just naturally tastes peppery for some reason. And that's like the kind of oil you're going to get if you go to like Carrabba's and do the dipping oil. That dark oil that they use is a more robust oil. Um, and then the really cheap olive oils that you get at like the local grocery store, those are the lighter oils that have less taste. So it depends on what level you like and what you're cooking. So I have like 6 different bottles of olive oil at any given time. And
Wow.
Yep.
then I have my infused olive oils, which I have one that is infused with like the Tuscan herbs, like Carrabba's. I have one that's just garlic. I have one that's lemon if you're making like, something citrusy, like summery feel. So it's just, if you can't tell, I like to cook. So I'm having fun
Well, that's
like
that's gonna make things a lot easy. Like I think there
she
are people who like me, I don't I tried to like I like being creative to try to make like, oh, this now tastes like this. Like I remember when I was trying to recreate the Chipotle burrito bowl, I'm like, oh wait, if I put the sweet baby rays in with the a little bit of vinaigrette, I'm making that that Chipotle honey chipotle vinaigrette because that actually has honey in it. I don't eat honey because it's technically an animal product.
yes.
So I'm like that to me, I was trying to figure out like the sweeter barbecue sauce with the vinaigrette kind of tastes like that, and then like the Gardein crumbles is what I was using to make like the actual sofritas like they have where I was putting the mixture together. But like with you, you can take it to a whole nother level, and Dawn does this too. Like you guys are making stuff from like scratch, like she's
Her her fake tuna fish with the chickpeas. That's
right.
actually it's a recipe in the Harry Potter vegan cookbook.
I
Because
can't
when I
believe
saw
Harry
it,
Potter has a vegan cookbook. I'm like so excited about that.
Yeah,
um,
that's cool.
just like I have figured out how to make my homemade marsala sauce vegan. Um, so like if anybody is missing, like chicken marsala, you can, still do it over pasta with mushrooms, which mushrooms are in the marsala. Um, but you use the vegan, I use Kite Hill, that's my brand, because it's made with almond milk, so it actually melts like regular butter. Um, and a little bit of cornstarch and water to make your roux, and it helps thicken the and a bottle of marsala wine. You want to go dry, not sweet. Sweet is for baking, dry is for cooking.
Oh, okay.
And then you season it with whatever seasoning you like. I have Italian seasoning and add a little more garlic to it. And I had that the other night. because after leaving Olive Garden, I was really wanting marsala sauce. So I went home and made marsala.
That is great. I love the way you've like embraced this. I'm telling you, it is really like exciting not only because it's not like a diet now, it's something that you're seeing like benefits from. So it's more like, between trying to come up with new recipes, it's almost like it'll become like a passion, like you're excited about it. It's not like something you're thinking, "Oh, I got rid of this, I got rid of that."
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. So you don't wake up every day like, "Oh gosh, that's right. I got to be plant-based today." It becomes like a motivation to, try new things, and you realize you're getting things that taste good, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I'm feeling better." Even other people are commenting I'm feeling better. I have more energy. Some of the things that I was dealing with the chronic illness are going away, or I can eat more stuff, or I'm not feeling as
And
sick. And like all of a sudden it's like, "Wait, why haven't I been doing this forever?" That's what happened to me when it was like 60
yes,
days and I'm like, "Wow, I'm 60 days in, like the TV show."
I'm actually more than 60 days in at this point, and the weight loss was a happy accident. That's not what I was
Yes.
doing this for. It was to help with my Crohn's and my other GI issues and my horrible night sweats that we had discussed, and
And they're still gone.
they are gone.
I don't get like those, like those 40-year-old sweat moments anymore. Like
I
where
had
I
a
just
hot
get
flash the other
really, really
day,
hot.
but it was because I was cooking in the kitchen.
Dawn, I don't see you getting that at all. Like now that you've stopped completely eating the dairy too, because I would see her get them every now and then. Like
What the um
like where you would just get real hot and all of a sudden you start like having a fan
yeah,
like
I don't
sweat.
get the hot like that anymore. I
That's
really
what
don't.
Rose saying too. Isn't that
And
something how that goes away?
I hadn't for a while. And then the doctor's appointment that I went to, where I wound up on the scale, was to get my, not to get too personal, but my depot injection.
Mhm.
And I had like two hot flashes last week while I was doing things. Um, but I have side effects like the week that I get it like that. So we'll
Mhm.
see how this week goes. But so far so good. Like I did
That's
3 loads of
good.
laundry yesterday and nothing. So
Cool. I
um
mean, another thing with me
but the
is
energy to do 3 loads of laundry, and we're not talking small loads. My washer and dryer are huge. So I do like 1 load is an entire hamper. And
right.
wash it, move it, fold it. I did 3 of those and now I'm on to blankets.
Wow.
Anita said so.
Remember
I need to stop
when we were
being a
talking
hard
about
head.
kratom last remember when we were talking about kratom last week, how I was taking it for allergies?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, I noticed that I've kind of weaned myself off of it. I don't have the allergies anymore. I'm, I'm like something told me to stop taking like for a week I stopped taking everything. Now I pulled the moringa back in because I love moringa. But I stopped taking the crap and I'm like I don't have the allergies anymore. And this is since I stopped eating the pizza. The pizza was the last thing left for me to stop eating. And I stopped that. It's been what 3 4 months now and no allergies, dude. No
Well,
It's the
mucus.
dairy. It's
No,
crazy, right?
no
And you
mucus. That's
don't want to believe it. Like
crazy.
I
That's
didn't
nuts.
want to think that it's like no, that can't be the same thing because it like in our mind it's always two separate entities. Like what I'm eating is just, oh, I'm waking up and I'm eating this and this is what I've ate my whole life and I have allergies, so I need this medication. It's like you don't make the connection until you legit like stop eating it and realize that it's almost like you have to try it. I see that's why they have all these 30-day challenges and stuff, but it's not going to work unless you're ready and you're motivated and you want to do it because that's how like it's hard if you have like kids or you have a husband or you have a wife or a family that is not on board with it and there's social aspects of it. I understand all of that, but it's like if you do it and you just make the commitment to do it, like I love the way like Ro is bringing her family on board. She's not pushing them or forcing them so they're walking away from it, but she's kind of like bringing them in, easing them into it. Anita said, I need to stop being a hardhead and listen all the time to what my body is telling me when I can eat when I eat meat. Yeah, and then like if you go back to it, it you know, it takes you out, it like is like, okay, yeah, this is why you don't want to do it. That's what happened with Dawn with the dairy. It kept
Jen, you cut out.
Did you?
We lost her. I can tell she's still going, but um
Wait a minute, hold on.
but Dawn, yeah, to what you were saying about, I've seen my allergies get better,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not fully gone because remember, I have indoor and outdoor. Like I'm allergic to my dogs, but I'm never getting rid of them, and the cats are worse. But
Right.
um, I have noticed that I am only taking an allergy medication when it's significant,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm only taking one that's like an every 4 hours thing, and one
Yeah.
pill is lasting all day. Like you can hear
Well,
like it's just now starting to affect me, but we also I'm sitting outside and we've got red tide, which really messes with me.
uh-huh.
Um, so I'll take one tonight so that I don't wake up with the symptoms in the morning, but I'll be good all day.
Right.
Which is much different than my 24-hour Zyrtec that I was living on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Now
I
the
am
the
seeing
cat dander,
that.
that's another thing. I don't know
Yeah,
how I'm gonna be with the cat dander once I start getting back into the living room and working out again. So we'll see. But if I need to take some more kratom, I'll take it. But for right now, I haven't felt the need for it.
um,
And I'll be brushing my cat and I won't start sneezing. I'm like, holy shit.
but
Pretty
you guys
good.
have been doing this a lot longer than I have, so I'm already
Yes.
seeing a little bit of an improvement. So,
Yeah.
um,
Wait till your year end.
yeah.
Hey, can
Um,
you guys hear me now?
yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
that
you
was
again.
weird. It was like all of a sudden I got this yellow bar across the top of Restream that said, "We're sorry, we've lost connection. Please stand by. We're trying to restore it." And then you guys were like, "I can't hear you."
Yeah.
Um,
I know that yellow bar that you're talking about. I thought I had it on one of my streams the other day, and luckily I was still going. I keep a phone where I look, or I've got it on my TV so I can kind of see what everybody else is
Yeah.
seeing, and that
did
way.
we read
Well,
Anita saying I had a quarter of a Jersey Mike sub on Saturday? Intense IBS flare up since yesterday. I'm done. Yeah, sometimes it can be the
Yes, and
opposite. The
you'll
the
find
health
that
benefits
meat or
can
dairy,
motivate you.
right? Meat or dairy will really kick your ass if you've stopped eating it for a while and then dip back into it. It's your body's way of saying, no, 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 no. Stay
like
on
my
what you were doing.
cruise,
Yeah, I don't like that shit. Don't put that in me. You were doing good, and it lets you
but
Right.
go.
I will have an update for Meatless Monday next week because Wednesday, Caitlin and I are going to that fancy mall area where they have the Blaze Pizza that has the vegan mozzarella. So I'm gonna have my first
Mm,
vegan
Mozzarella.
pizza.
let
I
me
like
know.
that word. Yes.
Mozzarella. Yeah,
Mozzarella.
let me know.
I still want to
So
try that one that has the vegan cheese and the vegan pizza.
yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm going and I'm gonna taste test it for everybody.
Hey, Ro, this is completely off topic. Are you familiar on TikTok with Jessie Lawless?
Yes.
Okay, is she anywhere near you? Like in that area? Do you know? Like, have you seen her, or do you know what area?
Everybody
Because
that
she
lives
lives
in
in.
Florida doesn't know each
I know
other,
because
don't
Florida's big.
they?
Florida's big. I know. I get that. I realize that.
I'm just
But I'm
playing
like,
with you.
I want to get my hair cut by her, dude.
We gotta take a vacation just to go get Dawn's haircut. Like she took
I
it
know. I've
way
already
out.
got
Like
the shave on the
she
sides
wants
and the
to
back. I
drive
want her to. I want her. She does the cuts.
20. How many hours do we have to do? 2 days of driving. We could at least visit Row while we're there and get some vegan food.
Well, it would be to visit Row, but I'm saying while we're doing that, I'd like to
Now I'm
stop off
starting
and
to
get a
wonder.
haircut and have Jesse do it. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get there for the meatloaf. She's trying to get
Bro,
there
what
for
are
the
you doing? Are
haircut.
you looking it up?
I'm trying to.
Oh, I thought she
I
lost
knew it.
connection.
I freaking knew it. No, I
So
knew
I
what she
have
was
a
doing.
um we got a shout out going on here because Jen, as I call her Santa Jen, just sent me a message that she has ordered the Morningstar meatless chicken nuggets, the Gardein Ultimate plant based chicken nuggets, the Beyond Meat chicken nuggets plant based, and the Impossible Foods plant based frozen chicken nuggets. And she said that she wants us to do a review, right? You want us to try all of those? I'm going to gain a
Sh-
bunch of weight before next
Oh
Monday.
my God, she sent them.
Yes, like they're going to be available for pickup between 6 and 7
Holy crap.
tomorrow.
She spoils us. Hey,
So
Jen,
we're
can you
not
throw a
going to
case of
go.
water on there?
Yeah, bottle of wine. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, she's a sweetheart. Thank you, honey. So
Yes,
what is
thank
it
you,
now,
Jen.
Jen? What are we
Okay,
go?
so
Dude, we're gonna make some
we got to
TikToks
try
for you,
all these.
Jen.
Okay,
Okay, so
so
what
we
is it?
need these are Morningstar Farms. I feel like I've tried those Morningstar chicken nuggets at one point, like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Gardein Ultimate Plant Based Chicken Nuggets, which is so ironic because don't take them
We just
off,
bought
but
a
I
bag.
technically have some.
We just bought a
And
bag. So
then Beyond Meat Plant Based Nuggets. Now, I've never tried the ones that come in the bag of the Beyond Meat Plant Based Nuggets. I've only tried the ones that came from KFC, which I think they were
KFC.
using Beyond. And I'm like, I didn't, I didn't love them, but
I
sometimes,
didn't.
like you
I
said,
didn't hate them, and I didn't love them.
yeah, I wish they
But yeah,
would do stuff better when it's like the whole public's gonna try it. I wish they would
it
make
could
them
be
better.
different though, Jen. It could be
It is
different.
gonna be different because that's what I just said about like the Denny's one, the Beyond Burger's different, and then
Right.
everything I've ever had, who was saying just now? Ro was saying the plant based Whopper. You know what I mean? Like Impossible Burgers, Ro. Have you tried those? Do they
The
taste different
Impossible
than the
Whopper,
Whopper?
yes.
I mean, but like, have you gotten like packaged Impossible Burgers?
No, because
Okay.
that taste test that I told you about the YouTube with the chefs, I the burgers I do are beyond.
Okay, that's what me. I'm usually a Beyond Burger person, but like between Gardein, Morningstar has some good stuff. I used to eat a lot of Morningstar. Dawn, you used to love those nuggets, remember?
Yeah. Was that
The
Morningstar?
ones you used to mix them up in barbecue. I mean, in hot sauce. Yes, and then Impossible plant-based chicken nuggets. I've never tried those at all. I'm really excited.
It
I'm gonna be chickened out.
Dawn, it looks like she's in the
Chicken.
Daytona area, and that's about 2.5 hours from us.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's on the East Coast. We're on the West Coast.
I could probably find you
Gotcha.
someone to cut your hair in Rose area.
No,
Maybe
I
she
want
has
I
a
want
lawless
Jesse to do
lookalike.
it. It'll be worth the trip.
I'm gonna get my hair shaved if we go there too, just
Mhm.
to be cool. I can't be in that hair studio and not get something done.
I'm gonna have her
Yeah.
cut some Prince love symbols in my head and a couple of paisleys. I think that would look sick. Might
And
dye
then,
it
You
a
know
light
what?
purple.
the only thing I was going to say, because I was looking at your comment about the meme with the vegan groups about, vegan stuff on sale and it's the same price. Keep an eye out because, like I said last week, my local grocery store put Beyond Burgers buy one get one free, and the week before that, the Hellman's vegan mayo was part of the buy one get one free deal, and
Oh yeah. No, you know what they were
Thanksgiving.
saying? They were saying like going vegetarian is going like I thought that same thing and I was like, "Wait, I get deals on food." And then I was like, "Wait, are they saying like going vegetarian is the same as eating meat?" I was confused by that post too. Cuz it is more expensive, but you can get deals like you said.
But it's more expensive, but it's not because most of the stuff you're eating is fruits and vegetables, which aren't very
Aren't.
pricey.
Exactly.
You
It's
know,
like a myth. People want to come up with every excuse not to do
and
what they should
meat
for
is
their
so
body.
expensive right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through the meat department just to like see what what the prices are like because of the inflation and whatnot. And like the cheapest ground beef at Walmart was like 3.99 a pound. And that was like, the yucky stuff, the stuff that you don't want to use. And like the stuff that I would normally buy, which is like ground sirloin and stuff like that, that was like 5.49 a pound. Well, Beyond is not much more expensive than that, but we're finding ways to make meat alternatives like meatloaf using mushrooms.
Right.
A
And that's
package
way
of
cheaper.
mushrooms is a heck of a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
I
I
just
just
got a
got
pack for 2.39. I think I paid for like a pretty decent sized pack of mushrooms where like, for
yeah,
the amount of stuff I'll have, like I eat a couple of mushrooms in my vegetables. I don't eat the whole pack of mushrooms in one sitting. So like I'll probably use that for like 4 days, that pack of mushrooms.
well, I cook them all up and
Mhm.
put them in a Tupperware in the fridge and just add them to different things because they're already cooked. Because that's like the longest thing is cooking the mushrooms, sautéing them down. Um, but I just got a 32-ounce package for 4.49.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. That's a bigger package than I know I got.
yeah, it's 2 pounds.
Okay. Oh, that's 2 pounds of mushrooms?
Yeah,
Dang.
at Gordon Food Service because it's a restaurant supply, so everything is wholesale
Is
priced.
that like the Gordon's fisherman people? Just the Gordon's fisherman.
So it's fun because I see the local restaurants, the mom and pop places there in the morning because I shop after I've dropped Caitlin at work because it's on her side of town. So I'm there at like 8 o'clock in the morning with all of the, restaurants that are going to open for lunch at 11, buying the stuff that they need. So it's like you get it at wholesale price so that they can charge or whatever. So like back when I was, buying meat, you could get the entire filet mignon tenderloin for $40. You just had to cut it into steaks yourself.
Okay. That's
But
like
they
the
sell,
Beyond Meat in the we were getting that for a while, the Beyond Meat, not the burgers, but the
yes, they
actual
sell the
square.
Beyond. That's where we found the Gardein Ultimate Chicken. They had the chicken nuggets and the chicken tenders. They had Morningstar Farms stuff. All at Gordon Food Service because a lot of these local restaurants, the mom and pop places, are putting a vegan vegetarian option on their menu so that everybody can eat in the restaurant, including the vegetarians, and they're not or vegans, plant based, and not be stuck eating a salad.
Yeah. That's a good thing. I mean, the more like, putting it next to the meat was a very smart thing too that
Yes.
Beyond did because it's like, oh, if you pick it up by mistake or let's try this or if they're out of the meat that you want, it's like, yeah, let's give it a try. If somebody likes it, yeah, it's not great to eat processed food, but you're still doing a heck of a lot better not putting meat in your body than putting that in.
Hmm.
So it's still going to give you the health benefits. Even I would guarantee to say if somebody ate all processed vegan food, they're still healthier than somebody that's eating meat, even if
Yeah.
they were eating like wholesome meat or whatever they want to call it. It doesn't matter what you fed the cow or whatever. It's still the cow is the problem,
And
in my
even that,
opinion. Like, um, but I'm really proud of everybody for trying, at least as much as you can and trying the new things. Like Anita D, I know you've tried some stuff. It's like I'm just Jen, I know is already dairy free. And so I'm just excited to see what, everybody's journey is because I know what it's going to be, but when you really fully commit to it, that's why it's cool that, Dawn, you talk about your like stuff that's happened to you with the no dairy and Ro to hear your positive changes. It's like, I don't want to say I told you so, but
You could do the told you so dance.
I
Told you
won't do
so.
it. I won't do it. I'm
Told
over
you
here
so.
but it's so cool.
But you got to let
Next
people get
Monday's
there on their
episode
own.
is sponsored by
Right.
Jen with her Beyond and Chicken and Morningstar and all her meat reviews. We'll have that for you next week for sure.
Shout out to Irene Cara. I just heard she passed away about a week ago.
I knew that was
Yes.
going to
Wow,
start you on
what is
looking up
going on
people
with
who passed
all the
away.
stars, man? Wow. What a feeling.
That's who that
Wow.
was?
That's
I don't
and the
know
chick that
people's
sang
names.
Yes.
Fame.
The
I
flash
wanna
No
dance.
live
way.
And fame.
forever.
Well,
Yeah.
like, wait. I want to live
Yeah, that
forever.
was last week.
Yeah. I just found out
There's a-
about that.
Wow.
Well, I'm looking down to write a live chat response and saw it on YouTube. I'm like, what the hell? Kirstie Alley, Irene Cara?
State
I
President
can't
and
take the
Meatless
past
Monday.
hour, man. Too
It's
much,
too
Cap. Too
much.
much.
It's too
I don't
much.
know. I stopped paying attention after RBG and Betty White. I'm like, I can't lose
Yeah,
anymore.
Betty White, like that broke me. I couldn't handle thought after Betty White. I just stopped looking. I'm like,
Oh
Betty
no,
White was my live forever girl. I
when
love
I
Betty
got
It's
White.
news that
RBG.
RBG passed, like I'm sobbing and I'm trying to tell Joe, and he's like, I can't understand you because I mean
Who's
she was
RBG?
my
Ruth
shero.
Bader Ginsburg, maybe.
Ruth Bader
Oh,
Ginsburg,
right,
the
right, right,
Supreme Court
right.
justice.
That's the only person
She
I could
fought
think of.
so much for women to have equal rights by
Hmm.
flipping it around and finding cases that involved men to present to the all male Supreme Court to get things passed for women, because if it was a women's issue they didn't want to hear it, but if it affected a man and they had to change the law, it
Oh,
benefited the
that
women.
was very innovative of her.
Yes. And but she was my shero. Like
Shiro, I love that.
so I was devastated. I The only time I had like been devastated like that with a celebrity passing was Robin Williams. But
Yeah,
like Ruth
that was
Bader Ginsburg,
that was a
you could not. I was hyperventilating when I was like I was. It was like losing my mom all over again. Like I was just devastated
rough. Dang.
because that woman had beat cancer twice, and like she was still going. And
Plus, she's
they
kind of
had
like
the
part of your field of, expertise and passion
yes.
in law. So
I
that's
had done a paper on her in high school, and just learning her story. She was a year behind her husband in Harvard Law School in the 50s, and he was diagnosed with cancer. So she was attending not only her classes, but his classes and doing her classwork and his classwork to keep him on track. And then when she graduated,
Wow.
she could not get a job in a law firm. So
Isn't
she
that
wound up
bullshit?
going to teach law school.
mm,
They would not hire her because she was going to leave to have babies when she already had children. She was in law school with a child with a husband with cancer doing both of their classwork. And you don't think she could work in a law firm and take care of that family? Like just and the fact that she didn't let it get her down. This tiny little woman went out and fought for the rest of us and then wound up on the Supreme Court as the second woman and the first Jewish person to serve on the Supreme Court.
wow, that is amazing. That is
Sorry, got us off topic again.
that's all right. We love being off topic. It's everything can just blend into other stuff, and sometimes it's like you just got to go with it because it was like some of the stuff we've talked about, we couldn't not talk about Kirstie Alley. If someone found out about that, they better say it on this stream so we know. Not that we have to know every person
Well,
that
we all grew
goes
up
through
on
it, but
Cheers and then her
yeah.
show in the
And this
90s,
is the
Veronica's
ironic
Closet.
connection. My first, the reason I became plant based, I watched a documentary that had Woody Harrelson on it, who was talking about how he doesn't eat meat or dairy and how he has such energy and He was like he was a raw food. You know, he does eat cooked food sometimes, but he's mostly raw. It was called Raw Food Healing, and that was the first documentary that got me into this whole thing. So the fact that I was like, I'm always like Woody from Cheers is the reason I'm plant based, and then to be on the plant based stream when she passed, like what? It was just a weird
And remember when he was on
connection.
Will and Grace? He was Grace's boyfriend.
No, why don't I remember that? Wow, Woody was?
Yeah.
That is wild. I don't know. And I watched Will and Grace, but I wasn't like a huge like watched every episode. You know what I mean? Like I would catch
Oh,
episodes here and there. So that's probably why I may not have known it.
okay.
What,
I watched
what happened? What I miss? I was like,
Woody
The
I already.
actual
Harrelson was
the I
for a season was Grace's boyfriend on Will and Grace.
and I was
I can't
saying,
even imagine
how
that.
ironic is it that you remember Raw Food Healing, the very first plant-based documentary you actually showed me when you were getting really into the raw foods?
Right.
And we
And
watched it, and I'm
he
like,
was
how
on there.
ironic was it that Woody was one of the reasons? I'm like, well, if Woody says it, you know, like, why do I listen to the guy from Cheers? I don't know. We're just kind of weird about celebrities sometimes, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
if he's doing it, I want to do it, you know? In my mind, I feel like that was part of it, not the full reason, because the whole documentary really got me thinking about going raw. Because I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. We're putting living foods in us.
Well,
So,
look at
like, living foods, I'll be living more.
the whole farm to table movement was basically started by Madonna in the late 90s and early 2000s because she was like on that micro diet or whatever where she wouldn't eat anything that was cooked beyond 130 degrees
Yeah.
and it had to be cultivated within like 50 miles of her house or whatever.
Oh gosh, I didn't go that far. I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't have ate.
so like she's the original, pioneer of farm to table.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I mean, I trust me, if you ever try to do that now that you know you can, like, the more raw foods I eat, the better I feel, the more energy I have. I'm a proponent of that, but I don't go fully raw anymore. However, there's like a bunch fully raw, Christina probably. Like there's a lot of advocates for the raw,
Yeah.
raw diet. I'm just not like all the way there, but for 6 months I did go completely raw. Like I wouldn't even eat a peanut if it was roasted. Like literally I had to have it like the raw cashews when I would go to the store. If they didn't have those, I just didn't get any. So like it was good. Like I felt probably, I think mostly a lot better than I've felt like ever when I was on that. It's just that I couldn't maintain weight with the raw diet. I didn't have enough, probably, like I didn't research it enough to know that how many avocados I would have to have, and it just, for me, I just lost too much weight. And once I started adding the carbs back in, it was just, there was no turning, there was no going raw.
Yeah.
I go like on like a month, maybe like, I'm gonna say 2 or 3 months ago, I went to going back to 90% raw, where I was just eating all raw, and then I'd eat like some rice or whatever, and like I really did feel good. It's just sometimes I get lazy, and it's just so much easier to cook stuff. You know what I mean? Than to prepare, because you have to eat so much
Yeah.
now that I'm a bigger, like I need more to like sustain because I like this weight, and I'm like, okay, that didn't do it. Like where
Yeah,
before when
I'm
I was
noticing I'm
raw.
eating larger portions than I
Mhm.
used to eat.
Yeah,
You ever seen
you'll
that
definitely
picture
do that
at
with
the
the
beginning of
veggies.
this video with that salad? That's a real salad that I eat, like almost, I was eating every night. It was taller than me.
Well, my stomach wouldn't let me eat a lot. Like,
Mhm.
I had to eat very slowly and small amounts. And now, like, I'm eating like like, I used to eat out of like toddler bowls because that's all my body could like let me eat at once. And now, like, I actually use like a regular bowl to eat a salad today.
That is so cool. I'm like excited for all these changes that are happening.
I've gotten up to barrel.
We
And
have a
then, like,
little, the kids' swimming pool. That's what we eat our salads out of.
and then the sweet potatoes from Boston Market have I don't know which nut, but they have like a chopped nut on that they put on the top with the brown sugar crumble and like I'm, with my diverticulitis, they told me no nuts. It's going to like really bother your stomach. I've been fine. Like I've been asking them, can I have more?
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm very happy. Like I said, the weight loss was a happy side effect. I will take it. But I just wanted to be healthier. That was my only goal. And I'm there and I'm happy. If I lose more weight, fine. That's great.
If
But
you keep it up, you will. It's inevitable.
like the vitamin D, Caitlin and I, our blood work, the last time we had blood work, our vitamin D levels were extremely, like dangerously low. So they told us to take a vitamin D supplement. But I eat a ton of mushrooms. Plus, I'm taking the vitamin D. I'm worried I'm going to have too much vitamin D.
I know. I just ordered supplements myself because, melanated people, we definitely suffer with that. So I just ordered some supplements from Amazon. So yeah, I like taking my vitamin D. I can get some in the summertime, but
Did you go with Veg Life or did you choose a different brand?
um, you know what? I don't know the brand, but I know they're gummies. Let me look it up real quick.
Oh, okay. You went gummy.
Yeah, I went gummy just to try because I never do gummies. And at first, I'm like, it's just like a bunch of candy. But I figured, what
Well,
the hell?
I've been eating the ashwagandha gummies. They're pretty good. Hey, I'm gonna go
Your order.
start the oven soon because all this talk of food, I am starving and haven't eaten yet.
yeah.
Okay, so
So,
they are Vita Fusion,
oh yeah, I've
and
heard
Are
of
they
they
those.
vegan though? Because they might not be vegan gelatin.
yeah, they are. They've got like fruit juice or something in them. So I actually don't know until I read the label, but
Because
we'll
remember,
find out.
regular gelatin is made from horses.
You know what? This is the
Mm.
gelatin that if you see this, I looked it up so that I know that it's not. Let me tell you what this one's called. It is monk fruit extract, organic carnauba wax. That is the one that is
Yes.
vegan. I looked that up. So like,
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot of them that
You
candies
want
and
to make
stuff.
sure it's the carnauba wax and not gelatin, because
I just
Okay.
gelatin
found
is
out a
made
week
from
ago because I was scared to eat these ashwagandha gummies because I was like, wait, what's the gummy made of?
Yeah,
It's
because
like
I don't normally
so
deal with
crazy.
edibles. I don't like edibles. So normally, and I normally like a powder. So if I find that it is not vegan, I'm just gonna toss them basically, or
well, if
give
you
them to
bought
the
from
neighbor or
Amazon, you
something.
can return them.
Okay, right. So yeah. That actually they'll probably give me credit for it. It's pretty good, and I'll just get the powder, the capsules, because I open capsules. I don't take capsules either. I open capsules and put the powder in water and drink
Yeah.
it.
But yeah,
Cool,
I learned
Jen.
that with my going through this process that
Crazy what you
Caitlin
find, right? Like how much stuff
Caitlin
they
reminded me
throw
where
animal
Jello
products
comes
in.
from.
Hmm.
Where?
If I'm not mistaken, it's made from hooves.
Oh gosh,
What?
I'm gonna go start
What?
grabbing
Gelatin is made from
Did you say?
hooves.
hooves of like.
You know what? Yeah, this reminds me of plastic.
I know, right? At the Denny's, the lady told us margarine was made of plastic one time,
But the way
and
she
now I'm
said
No,
it
but
was
starting.
if
like
you
a covert operation. You know what it's really made
Yeah,
of, right? Plastic.
she like leaned in and with her little what they write the stuff on, like write
For
your
like
order on, and she like leaned in.
hooves.
okay, gelatin is a
Hooves.
protein obtained by boiling skin,
Oh,
tendons, ligaments, and or bones in water. It is usually obtained from cows or pigs.
I can't take it.
Mm.
That's just crazy. Why would they do that? That's too
Wow.
much. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Remember, if anybody wants some hooves, go eat
Oh
some
my
Jello.
God. Hey,
That's
by the way,
crazy.
everybody that came to the live last night, thank you guys for hanging out with me. That was amazing. That was fun. I had a
Oh, that
blast.
was cool.
You were awesome.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. Like
And
it
I
was
only sent
so
you the
fun.
hat because you like hats. I wanted to send you a little gifty.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
And
honey.
then I had to explain to Jen that the gifts you can convert them later to like cash or convert them into coins to buy gifts for other um creators. So like
I was
I
like,
took coins
wait,
that I had earned and bought you a hat. So
that was so
Thank you,
sweet. I
baby.
was looking and all of a sudden I thought, oh my goodness, like, am I getting really tired and hungry because I thought her hat jumped off the wall.
Oh
That
man.
was really
Well,
cool. I
guys,
really enjoyed that.
thank, yeah, I did too. I'm gonna do some more
I want to do it
of
every
those.
Sunday, hopefully. I don't think
Yeah.
we've heard any negative feedback from the neighbors yet that we were too loud.
Well, the cool thing
it
is
was
wintertime
fun.
we're here.
You were
Wintertime
here
we're
by
here kind of by
ourselves
ourselves.
usually. You know,
Yeah.
like that in a resort area. But that was fun. Like and all of the I know I don't think Becca is here tonight. But or Jessie, I don't think she was here yet. But we got to learn that one song for her next week. Ring of Fire, I think it
Yep.
was.
And Ro, if you Joe or Caitlin want to hear any songs played, let me know. DM me.
Well, I was joking
I'm,
around. I'm like, "Where's Purple Rain?"
I know, and I did that when I got so like I always get into Purple Rain every time I do that.
I love Purple Rain. I
But
love
yeah,
it.
no, it was Lake of Fire by Nirvana that they were looking for. And then you were like, I'll do something from Lithium. And then you're going through and you're like, ooh, Sublime, ooh, this. And I'm like, let's do some Offspring. Let's get
Yeah,
some, Green Day in
Green
there.
Day. That's what I commented
Yeah.
that. I don't know if you're still there. Hey, Janetta. Thank you.
Hey,
I know you were
Janetta, how you
there
doing,
last night
darling?
jamming out, and KT was all excited about the Prince. She's like the big Prince fan.
Yeah. Well, no one's a bigger Prince fan than the one that was drumming along. So I was
Exactly.
expecting to hear a lot of Prince.
Yep. Oh man, I thought of so
She was trying
many
to keep
different
it
Prince
even.
stuff that I could do, but I'm
And then
like,
I was
I'll
thinking of
save it.
Walk This Way,
Oh,
that
Walk
drum
this
by
beat that starts at the
way,
beginning.
By
talk
Yeah.
this
Aerosmith.
way. Tell me to. Oh, I got excited. Sorry.
The, dun, dun, dun.
We're gonna end up with I'm alive.
That's that psst, boom boom psst,
Yes.
After
boom
Meatless
boom.
Monday
Right.
rock out party
Dun, dun,
Beatless
dun,
one
dun, dun,
night.
Monday,
dun, dun.
dude. Beatless Monday.
Beatless.
Beatless,
Yeah. I was like, this is gonna make my life look boring after that one last night.
Beatless
That was not
Sunday. There we
good.
go.
There you go.
Mm.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I will get the outro going. Jen Road, thank you so much. You're a pleasure to
Thank you
have
for
as
sharing your
usual.
journey. I really, really am thankful for you on here, and I'm so happy. And Janetta said, I loved last night, and I was putting up my tree. Oh, nice. Well, we should have played a Christmas
I'm
song for
glad I could have
Janetta.
done some.
Whoops.
That was background music for you, Janetta. I'll try to do it. I may
I'm
do it
so
again
happy
this
you're
Sunday.
putting up the tree. I told Dawn of that story, so I'm happy to
We
hear that
haven't
you're
even
decorating.
started decorating around here.
Me either, girl. I'm going
Me
to.
either.
I got some
Menu wants us
LED.
to put up that tree, though. The
She
cat is like,
loves it. We got
she
the
would just stare
little
into the tree last year, just sit there and stare at it. And I'm like thinking, okay, is something going on in that tree that we don't
And
know
in
about?
TikTok, I'm seeing all these people posting pictures of their cats in the tree, like
right.
peeking out like their cat heads are ornaments. And I'm like, we
That's
haven't put up a
creepy.
tree since we got our latest cat, who thinks she's a dog. So I don't know what she would do with the tree. Like if she'd be
Mm.
climbing in it or staring at it or like hissing at it or what. Because we found her living on the street when she
Mm.
was 6 weeks old and brought her home, and she thinks
Oh.
she's one of the pugs. Um, so I just don't know how she would handle the tree, but I guess I got to get moving
I'll
and
see
get
it on TikTok, hopefully, how she
yeah, as she takes the tree down and trying to jump into it.
handles it. Oh,
Oh
All
wow.
right,
man.
everybody, it's almost 10:30, so I'm gonna call it a night.
All
All
right,
right,
girl.
that sounds good. We're gonna go eat some grub. Thank you all for staying so long.
Those of
Oh,
you
I
that are
ate
in
so much for lunch. I'm still
Me
full.
too,
right.
Anita and everybody that was listening in. Dee, thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts. I don't know, everybody maybe have dropped out because I know Jen said she had to go get the baby to bed. But we definitely are so thankful for you guys coming. And if you listen to the replay back, Janetta, thank you. I didn't even know you were here. You just popped in and surprised us.
And then don't forget the Tuesday takeover tomorrow. We'll talk about
Yes.
some 90
Show up
Day
to
Fiance
Tuesday
goodness.
takeover.
Oh, that hot mess.
Yes, I can't wait.
I
I want to
can't
see
believe
the
they
tell all
stretched it out to
tonight.
a part 3.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
can't.
oh my God, seriously?
I said the
We couldn't do back to
same.
back.
I
Like
said the
we could
same
get part
thing.
2 and part 3 in one night.
Right. I'm like, come on, guys, you are really making it ridiculous now. Colt and his
But
Dr.
I
Jekyll
can't
in the
wait for
hot tub.
everybody to jump all over Colt.
I
He's
I'm making a section just for him, calling it Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
I I can't wait to see Tony plays.
Yeah, me too. I think him and Tony are gonna go at it.
Yeah. And did you hear Vanessa saying I'm his mom now? He's a child. Like on
Yeah,
national TV, just putting her husband down. Like he is
straight putting him
still a
out there.
child.
And he didn't come for her though. He can yell at his
No.
mother like she's a piece of trash, but he can't put his wife in her place. That was completely unnecessary for her to like slam him like that. Although I'm kind of glad that she did because he deserves like a brat. But anywho,
Oh, I was
all
just
right,
and
girl.
yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow because Natalie coming after Caesar. I was just like, what are you talking about?
But I love that Tanya came to the rescue and told her, "Bring it down a notch, bitch."
Yes.
She's like, "Bring it down a notch. It's not even that serious. He didn't say anything about your country."
Yeah.
I might have to start these up coming soon at like 6:30 or 7 because we get on our roll here. We might.
I
We could
know.
go all night.
Right. I think we
We
could
could. We
actually
could.
if we didn't have to work.
All
All
right.
right, guys.
Manana, ladies. Later.
Mañana.
Thank
Manana.
you so much. I'm so proud.